All right. Hello. This is Prince of Queens, and I'm starting a 3:30 in the afternoon Pacific time stream. Just a casual stream, really. I'm joined by my friend Andrew, and I am echoing, and I have to close the window. Uh, let's
Are
see.
you
Okay,
using headphones? I
yeah,
think. Yeah.
I am,
Okay.
and now it's. I just was doing it in two different windows. I forgot to close one of them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So yeah, let's see. Um just rambling about politics and aftermath now that there's a little bit of, you know, policy things being implemented and we're seeing how people are reacting. I I guess to say it very simply at the top of the broadcast, I'm not surprised by the way that people are reacting,
Hmm.
but there was this really big part of me that was kind of just hoping that, and this was that just delusional little childish piece of you that wants, to live happily ever after. I thought I was just like waiting for this election to be over, and then the election was over, and then I was waiting for the recounts to not happen, and then I was waiting for the electoral college to just vote for him in, and then I was waiting for him to be inaugurated, and now all of that is over, and I was like kind of hoping that, and like, people who are familiar with my channel know that I've never been a Trump supporter. I was really, I was relieved that Clinton didn't win. I'm relieved that she didn't inspire Russia to have a nuclear war. I'm relieved that, all of those fairly obvious things. Um, but now we're in this position where, Trump is doing things that aren't necessarily so great. And then he's doing some things that are pretty good, like he basically has already squashed the TTP, and you're
Hmm.
hearing basically nothing about it on the left. And it's so
Hmm.
funny because the TTP from the ultra progressives, that was supposed to be like the biggest bad thing, and
Right.
it's just amazing that we're hearing so little about it, and politicians are doubling down. There's that white woman who's like gave that big speech. I might want to show this on the stream in a second, because
Okay.
this woman is just insufferable. She's like, we I'm a white woman and I'm running for office, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut up and listen, cuz that's my role as a leader. And it's like, "Oh my god, shut the fuck up." It's like, "Oh, unless you're speaking, unless you're giving a speech about how you're going to shut up and listen, like, how dumb are you? Like, you're not you're
Yeah.
fucking you're talking on a microphone, you dumb bitch." Like, oh my god. And I've been in, and it would be one thing if like you've heard like one speech like that, but that's been this like cult. It's been this like, brainwashed cult, like glossy-eyed white woman thing to say over the past,
Mhm.
3 or 4 years. Like, I I am not going to share my opinion because I know that my job is to shut up and listen. And it's like they all fucking say that, but they always
Mhm.
say it. They always have to fucking say it. And it's like, well, why don't you just not say it then? If you are so concerned with allowing your black lesbian in a wheelchair friend to talk, why don't you just let her talk? Oh, you don't actually have this, black lesbian in a wheelchair that knows everything about oppression that you want to amplify the voice of. You don't actually have this friend.
Right.
You just want a virtue signal. That's all
Right.
it is. And so yeah. So okay, that's my top of the broadcast rant. What do you have to say? Do you want me to call you Mr. Buttons or Andrew?
Either one is fine. Yeah, about the virtue signaling and the I realize that my place is to be quiet and shut up.
Hmm.
Well, the funny thing is, if you think about all this morality, like, and it is a system of morality, basically, that the social justice warriors are pushing. It's
Oh,
like
it's technically ethics.
right. But when you look at it, you think like, what's the appeal here? I mean, it just places all these demands on people to like sort of self-abnegate and treat themselves as like totally guilty. And like, what would the appeal be? What's the selling point? And the
Hmm.
selling point is obviously the fact that you can advertise your superiority and lord it over other people. So that's why they say that's why they're always advertising, I will shut up, even though it doesn't make any sense. Because if they were
Yeah.
shutting up, they wouldn't be saying that. They'd be saying nothing. They
Yeah.
advertise it because, I mean, what's the point of being part of this if you can't advertise your moral superiority?
Hmm. Yeah. Well, what I think is the real motivation for it is mainly just that these people want to have a more, like you just said, a moral superiority, and they also want to not think. And and the movement is attractive because it gives people the option of just, basically being uh a foot soldier of like an ideologue authoritarian, and just going around proletizing, is that the word?
Proselytizing, I think,
Yeah,
is how it's
yeah,
pronounced.
one of those pro words, just proliferating this ideology. And it's this very convenient thing where it's like, oh well, I don't have to actually think about anything, and there's always somebody more oppressed than me, but of course I'm the person who's on the microphone, and but trust me, I'm gonna listen to that black lesbian in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing though that they're still doing it so much. Like, I don't know. I put that in my video that I made last night. Like,
Yeah.
it's like the according to them, the problem, they're never they they cannot listen to sane leftists.
Right.
Like
I actually have an anecdote I want to share on that.
yeah, it's tell it.
But you can finish your thought, though, all the same.
Well, I um it's already gotten to the point where um like fourth wave intersectional feminists, who know nothing about politics. They literally just basically, the only thing that they know about politics is intersectionality. That's the only thing they know.
Right.
And that's not politics. That's actually just apolitical. That's distracting from politics. But these people, it's gotten to the point where they actually know the term alt left.
Yeah.
And of course, they don't know anything about it. They don't know what that means. The only thing that they know is that alt left people don't like feminists,
Right.
because we don't. And, I mean, I vaguely identify as alt left just because I was one of the people who sort of pioneered the term, but now I am not wanting to necessarily be associated with it because I'm scared of being put in a box, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But it's gotten to the point where if I share one of my videos in a comment thread on Facebook, like a friend of mine post some sort of comment status update, I realize that I have a video that perfectly matches it.
Hmm.
Some fucking feminist will come in and start being like, oh, it's an alt left video. And,
Hmm.
and I don't even know how she knows that. It's like, do they follow
Well,
my
the
channel?
term,
Like,
yeah, the term has definitely gotten more popular. Like I've seen, like you were the first person I ever heard using it, and when I saw you using it on your channel, actually, I was like, oh, so this is Prince of Queens's thing that he came up with. Were you the person who coined it, or just an early adopter?
no, I wasn't. Not technically. I was one of the earlier people. I think that there were probably two or three. I think there's somebody named maybe Robert Lindsay. And then
Okay.
my friend Ryan England, who does a channel called Samas Broadcasts, also had been toying with it. But when I came up with it, I did come up with it independently of anybody else. I didn't know
Right.
anybody was using it, but then they found me.
Because you were the first person I heard using it.
Yeah, I was one of the first less than five people
Mhm.
that was using it.
Right.
And it was before almost anybody actually knew what the alt-right was. It was before Hillary Clinton's
Yeah.
alt-right speech. I think it was before it. I don't remember. No, it might have been right after she did the alt-right speech, but I had sort of thought about it before that. Anyway, but it's funny though, because now there's like feminists out there who think that they know what the alt left is, and they think it's all bad, but no, they haven't even scratched the surface of what it actually is. They
Right.
just know that it's against them. So if I
Yeah.
even post a video, they'll try to mock it, and like I have no patience anymore for my regressive leftist social sphere on Facebook. I don't like them. I haven't liked them for a long time. I haven't seen most of them in over a year and a half, if not 2 years, if not 3 years. I have no reason to want anything to do with them. And it's really funny because they think that they can like bully me, and they're like, oh my god, you're talking shit. Oh, you're crazy. Are you like, they think that they can spread rumors about me, and that they can and it's like, look, I haven't hung out, like I haven't gone to a queer party, quote unquote queer party, that means feminist, really.
Right.
I haven't gone to one in like over 3 years. I don't plan to go to them, and I don't like this crowd. I don't care what you guys think of me. I am developing a new crowd, more and more, and I'm much happier with this new crowd. You can't do anything to me with your social sabotage.
Mhm.
I stopped, like they can't contemplate a universe where people have an entirely new social group.
Right.
And I've done that several times in my life because I've moved cities several times.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's pretty interesting. And that's another thing that changes with political administrations. Things just totally change. And I remember coming out of the end of the Bush era, it was totally culturally acceptable to be homophobic on
Right.
um in mainstream, um like mainstream media, and on mainstream social media, I guess is the best way to say
Mhm.
it. Like it was still considered, like, if you were a gay guy and people were like blatantly homophobic and you objected to it, they were like, oh, you're a dumb faggot. And then all of a sudden, like really quickly after Obama being elected president, it was like, wasn't super cool to just blatantly pick on
Yeah.
gay dudes anymore.
Yeah.
And that changed very quickly. And if you didn't get the memo, you were not cool. And now
Right.
it's to the point where it's like, if you're an SJW, you're just not cool anymore, and a lot of
Right.
people are not getting the memo.
Yeah.
And that's fine with me. Like, I'm totally happy to like rid myself of the people who didn't get the memo. So
Mhm. Well, another thing about the SJWs and how they like don't get it, like they don't realize that the tactics aren't working anymore, is I think a lot of it is because these tactics that they were using, like the labeling tactics, like calling everyone racist, sexist, etc., they did work really, really well for them for like a long time.
yeah,
Like it seemed to be around 2011 or so, I think, that this stuff all started getting big.
it was,
And
I would say 2012 really, but 2011 was when it was starting to incubate.
right. And anyways, like it came about really quickly, whatever the date was. And it was like they just started getting people fired and things like that, and people had no idea what to do with it. And originally everybody just sort of bowed down to it and didn't say anything. Like even
Yeah,
people who were sort of right leaning didn't say anything because it was just so like in your face all of a sudden.
yeah.
And like they managed to, just by calling people racist with no substance behind the accusation, they managed to get people fired and all these other things. So it worked well for them for a long time, and it worked so well to them, and they were so accustomed to using it that I don't even think they realize that they're adopting a rhetorical strategy here at all. I think they just think that, if somebody is a racist, it's self-evident. They don't realize that racism is a charge that has specific criteria that a person's behavior needs to meet for them to be racist, and you need to back that up. Like they're just so used to throwing out the terms like candy that
Hmm.
they don't even realize they're doing anything at all. It's like they have a blind spot as to their own behavior.
Yeah, I think a thing that they, I think that the way that we got to this point where what you're just saying is that they abused people's kindness. They
Mhm.
realized that nobody wanted to be racist, nobody wanted to be homophobic, nobody wanted to be transphobic. And then they were like, oh, so that means that if we say somebody is, we can get everybody mad at them. Hmm, let's do that, And it was like, it's basically kind of like, you know, um, let's say there was a flood and there was this village and they were and this village was like, like, oh, we should let in everybody whose village got flooded and let them sleep over in the night. And then some bandits were like, sweet, let's go fucking pretend that we got flooded and then steal everything they got, when they let us in their house.
Yeah,
And that's kind of how the SJWs have acted with political correctness, and
yeah,
it's been abusing. Like, once Obama got into office, it was very clear that absolutely nobody in the nation wanted to be racist anymore.
right.
And then people abused that kindness.
Right. Another thing, I had a little anecdote I wanted to share about how the way like SJWs are reacting to this new environment. I was watching this video that was shared on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was this British guy. He's like a broadcaster. And this guy is left leaning himself, right? He was a Sanders supporter. And he was talking about how like the left, basically the way they behaved in the last few years led to Trump. And what he was saying was that people don't like being labeled. They don't like being insulted. They don't like being bullied and all that. And that was what led kind of like to Trump's election. It just caused this mass resentment. And I replied to that. I just left a like innocuous reply to this guy's comment. And I said, yeah, this guy makes 3 points, and I think they're all accurate. The points he made were, one, Sanders likely would have won against Trump. And, the statistics bear that out. I mean, he always polled better against Trump than Hillary did.
Yeah.
And two, he said that, I forget point number 2, but there were 3 points he made. And the third point was that the SJWs have gotten too comfortable with labeling people and not having to actually make an argument.
Yeah.
And that was my summary of his speech. And I said, I agree with all these points. And then this woman replied to me and she said, yeah, see, I completely hate this. Racism is actually a really bad thing. So like, what are you proposing, that we just let racists run wild? And like, should women who get sexually assaulted just not
Oh my
even
God.
about it? And I'm like, how do you get so intellectually lazy? Like, how can you say that I'm saying that? Like, how?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't get it. And further, she's an example of what the guy was saying.
Yeah,
There's people
exactly,
talking like her that make people think, oh, well, I don't know, maybe
oh yeah,
Trump would be kind of good.
they're a parody of themselves, and it's like they don't have no idea. It's kind of like, I remember this girl I ran into. I went to my high school reunion, 20-year high school reunion. That was in July, and I had just started my YouTube channel, and I talked to this girl who is one of my sister's friends. So I've known this girl since I was in like
Mhm.
the third grade, because she was one of my sister's friends when my sister was in about the fifth grade. And she went to our high school, and she was cool in high school. She was kind of a bitch. Like, she was a bully, and she was really un-PC. We had a wheelchair I went to alternative high school. So
Right.
we had a lounge, and we would like hang out in the lounge. And for some reason, somehow we got a wheelchair. Like, I don't really know where they got it. I think they stole it from somewhere, but I'm not sure where it came from. And she called it the tard cart. I remember very specifically. She was very un-PC, but she was funny, and now she's like some fucking feminist, and and I kind of knew that, but like I didn't really know it. So I started telling her about my YouTube channel because I hadn't seen her for a long time. My sister wasn't there, thank God. Um, and she's like, oh yeah, what's your YouTube channel like? I'm like, well, it's social commentary. I am on the non-social justice warrior side. And she said, oh, what, so are you against social justice? And it's like, and I was like, huh. And I just kind of gave her like this kind of like sigh kind of a look, like, oh boy. It's kind of like someone were to say something like, yeah, I'm a non-Christian. Oh yeah, does that mean that you hate thy neighbor? Do you fucking hate it? Like, it's like, what?
You hate Jesus.
Do you want to kill the baby Jesus then? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Another thing about this whole social justice warrior phenomenon is like, since it started happening, I've been really kind of surprised by the people that I find out are social justice warriors. People who aren't. Like, there are people who, when I was younger, were like really socially active and were passionate about a lot of different causes and used to volunteer for like progressive organizations. And then were completely critical of social justice warriors. And I also knew a lot of like frat boy type guys in high school who are now like on the social justice warrior bandwagon.
Yeah.
Like it's not always the usual suspects, man. Like it's not.
Well, social justice warriors think that anybody who isn't a social justice warrior is just not woke yet. Like they think that you've never considered, that you have subconscious biases. They think that you've never tackled your own, microaggressions. They think that and that once you do, you're going to be elevated to this new understanding of consciousness. And,
Yeah.
and they think that way. And the reason they think that way is because they only recently thought that, they only recently realized that, yes, everybody does have subconscious biases. And that doesn't make you a full-blown racist, though I do think that, life is a constant, uh, not struggle, but you're always a work in progress of
Right.
challenging your preconceived notions and learning when you are developing unfair prejudices, and your prejudices come through your own experiences.
Mhm.
So you're always learning. Like right now, for example, right now. This is an un-PC things that I've said in some of my videos before, but I would be very unlikely to date a guy who isn't white.
Mhm.
And that's not always been true. I had a Cuban boyfriend for 2 years.
Right.
Um, the reason why is because currently gay men who are racial minorities are so fucking paranoid about
Right.
like microaggressions, and like, I'm a gay man of color, and I look on hookup apps, and I am like, fucking, it's so awful to see gay guys saying that they're only looking for white men, and
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh my god, dude, shut the fuck up. I wouldn't want to date you.
Yeah. The whole thing about dating preferences too, like they want to like the PC people want to cover dating preferences in their authority or whatever. The thing about it is like if you can't have preferences for like a skin color or even an ethnicity, then can you have any preferences? Like, can you have a hair color preference, an eye color preference? Can you have a body type preference? Well, they'd probably say no to that without a doubt because fat shaming. But
It doesn't even,
you,
it doesn't have to do with necessarily like my preferences. It has to do
right, right. It's
with
just a kind
it's
of like not wanting to deal with sensitivities. Right, right.
yeah, it's not, yeah, they're all fucking psycho, and that came from culture. But that's only really come over the past 4 years, especially. Like if you do a Google search about gay men and racism, you will find endless articles. You will find at least
Oh yeah,
50,
yeah. I've
50,
seen them.
yeah, 50 art. Are you gay? I don't know.
I'm straight.
Okay. So yeah, we've never talked before, so I just don't know.
Right.
But there's so many of them. And so like I there's these hysterical gay guys, and like guys that I know who are like half Asian or like half Latino, who look mostly white, who
Hmm.
who get laid all the time, are pulling the same shit. They're like, I want to go to a party that's all for gay men of color because I am oppressed by toxic whiteness every day. And it's like, shut the fuck up. You've never dated a guy who wasn't white. What are you
Right.
talking about? And that is, and so like that's become a new prejudice of mine, and I don't want to like live with that for the rest of my life. I don't. I would.
Yeah.
I would like to be able to potentially be open to well, and I would date a racial minority gay guy if he was definitely really cool potentially. But
Right.
but it is a prejudice that I have developed, but I've only developed it over the past 4 years or so
Yeah. Well,
because of the social climate.
Right. The thing about these social justice warrior moral like grievances that they bring up is that like you said, and like your whole previous like minute or so of discussion has illustrated, people paranoid about these things that they've never noticed before. Like they're saying like women have to start worrying about the cat calling, and like gay minority guys have to worry about people on apps saying I only want a white guy, or like black men need to worry about the cops, and like, oh God, what else? Asian people need to worry about the model minority stereotype and all these other things. And like some people will brush it off, but it'll have the effect of making a lot of people very insecure. And like
Yeah,
the other thing about this too is like the thing I hate about social justice warriors, it's not that I think all of their concepts are crap. In general, a lot of it has like some kernel of truth to it, but they just put
yeah,
it on blast and force the issue when it's counterproductive to do so, and when doing so is like not helping the problem. Like, and that's an example of like the bias in dating. Like, okay, a lot of people have racial dating preferences, but like, do you want to open that can of worms, really? Like something that's that personal to people? And like, well, like let's say like imagine you're the first person who started writing these articles about gay minority men being discriminated against, right? Imagine you're the first person who wrote that article. You're basically responsible for introducing awkwardness into any two gay men who one was white, one was not white, who then read that article and are like, man, like, is my partner like thinking negatively about me or something? Like,
hmm
it makes like, it just bringing up these issues. It just brings
yeah,
this weird awkwardness into things. And like, for example, like whenever I meet a woman these days, like I don't want to think this way, but one of the first things on my mind is she a feminist? Like I need
yeah,
to sort of like,
yeah,
because a woman is a feminist, because the way that they typically react if you say something is they or wrong according to their standards, is that they will freak out and get all emotional. And so like whenever I meet like a strange woman in public, I'm always thinking like, I don't know.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying. A friend of mine posted recently on Facebook that he had a crush on a black guy, and he didn't know how to approach the guy. He was like, "Is there a good way of telling the black guy that I'm not fetishizing him for being black and I'm not just some creepy white guy?" And I said, no, no, there is no good way, because either you tell him, hey, I'm either either you don't say anything and you run the risk of having him think that you are invalidating his experience as a gay man of color, and not pretending that you're colorblind, which is obviously a bad thing because you have to validate his experiences, or you uh you bring it up and it's a microaggression.
Right.
The SJW mentality has become there. You can never do anything right to the SJW mentality, and that's how
Right.
it has some sort of bigger political motivation. What it really wants, uh, it is a conspiracy. Like, it literally is.
Mhm.
The SJW mentality came from politics. It came from political theory. That's
Right.
what that's what instilled it. I think it really this fourth wave intersectional feminism, which is the root philosophy, which is what's been powering the Clinton administration, which is this weird philosophy where it's trying to figure out who's the most oppressed, and then somehow Islam is really strong in there, even though they're really oppressive. That's there's no way to look at this besides that it is a political thing, and the
Mhm.
real motivation, or the real goal of it, is to get people to be obedient and to be
Mhm.
compliant, which is why we have
Right.
white women on microphones delivering speeches about how they're going to shut up.
Right.
It's,
And the goal of it, the goal of it is control, and it's like is kind of a dangerous thing because, like, yes, society needs moral rules and moral guidelines, because without them, then there's no reason why people can't, like,
Misogyny is a real
Dude.
Sorry, I had to throw that at you.
Oh my god. He started a video that I made a response to, so I've heard that fucker. Misogyny is a real problem.
He's such a dick, isn't he? God, he's such an asshole.
Sorry, we have new friends in the chat. Say hi, Cognitive Thought, and Gutenberg.
Hi guys.
What's up, guys?
So
Yeah,
what
sorry,
I'm
that
saying
was
is
one,
that
like,
morality can easily be used, like, to control people, and like that's a perfect example is original sin. And I think a lot of the social justice warrior stuff itself is kind of like a secular version of original sin.
Yeah,
this moral defect you're presumed to have, and you can't really shake off. White privilege being the best example. I mean, if being white makes you privileged, well then, fuck, what the hell do you do about it?
Yeah, and if you're white, you cannot talk about race ever at all unless you're telling people to not talk about race, or white people to not talk about race. Then you're more, ultimately you're supposed to. It's all about silencing people. It's all about silencing people and getting them to follow some sort of leader,
Right.
in general. And usually that leader ends up being, well, it's generally Alicia Garza, or so I don't know.
Like I saw the title of your video, and I was like, from my point of view, like I left Facebook this year. Now I've been on it for years, but it's the fact that basically I went on there, and I think it was after Trump won, and I was like, I still haven't really seen anyone who showed him being like really like a sexist sort of like sexist comments or racist comments, and I really wanted some people to just show me like some instances of this, because everyone keeps saying it, and people went crazy. Like it was proper, like it was like literally, I kind of put it up there because I'd been on Facebook for a while, and I thought I'm gonna post it and see who I actually know anymore. And everyone just went crazy. This girl came out of fucking nowhere who I've known since I was young, and she just started saying a load of shit, to which I'd like basically was just like, you've got no evidence for this. She literally shouted at anyone who was supporting Trump, or who was like in favor of what I was saying, and she was just like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. No actual argument, just you're a fucking idiot, you're a dickhead, just pure ad hom. And then it's like, and then she turns around and like says, oh, can you just leave me alone now? And I was like, you're just such a dick. And then she was like, and then she ended up flagging my comments for harassment, and ended up getting like banned off Facebook for weeks. And I was just like, why would I ever come back to your app? Like, I never fucking use it. You're the one telling me to like, oh, somebody's updated their status. And I thought, oh, I'll jump on because I'm never on it anymore. And then instantly after posting one fucking status and having a little bit of a conversation with people, just someone flags you, you're gone because she's a woman, you're a man. And
when was that?
This was I think it was just after Trump had won. So it was,
okay, yeah, they were still doing it. They were still doing that version of Facebook censoring, because I got just after Trump won, I was banned for a month for saying that I was a Russian hacker bot designed to destroy Hillary Clinton, which was,
you said that.
Yeah, I made a whole video about that, which was brilliant. But actually, the reason that I posted this in the title today is that I heard rumors, definitely rumors, and people have not actually gotten banned, but somebody on my Facebook friend list said that he posted he said it was a video of Trump abusing Melania, which I'm sure that is a gigantic hyperbole. It's probably just her like not looking super happy in some sort of video. But he said that he posted the video footage and Facebook deleted it.
Oh, come on, man.
And I don't know if that's true or not. And I want to hear if, I want to know if this is happening to other people, because it'll be really interesting, because we know that Zuckerberg was doing that for Clinton. Like, we know that. Like, if my post was not just deleted for a month, but I was actually banned for a month for saying I'm a Russian hacker bot designed to destroy Hillary Clinton, like, that's ridiculous. So we already know that Zuckerberg is willing to do that kind of thing. But if he's already going to bat for Trump and censoring Facebook in favor of Trump, like, that's interesting, and that's what I want to know about.
I don't think they are. I think these. Sorry, I was going to say.
Have you heard these rumors that Zuckerberg is considering getting into politics now?
Not surprised.
Like as an official, well, it's just rumors, but people are saying that he's doing things a politician would do. Like he's saying that he found God, and he's doing a tour of all 50 states, and he's like,
I thought he was Jewish.
He's made comments on how he's
Jewish people believe in God.
Yeah, but
it's one of those things. Surely you can upload it.
Most Jewish people are not religious, I would say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
I mean, to be in the political eye, you're mainly Christian or Protestant. You're not really the Jewish faith, from what I've seen.
Yeah, that's usually true.
Right. But anyways, yeah, there were all these rumors that he's thinking about running for office because he says he's found God, and he's like talking about doing a tour of 50 states, and he's made comments about whether he might step down temporarily. So people are all thinking, like, is Zuckerberg planning on running for office now? Like, and if that were the case, it would explain why he'd be going to bat for Donald, because maybe he wants to be an ally with him when he gets into politics.
Where he don't want his company destroyed.
Yeah, it's I mean, he really lost the plot during the election in terms of business. Like, I've told this 5 million times, but I was banned on Facebook for saying the words hell, for saying the words crap, for saying that somebody was the pot calling the kettle black, and for saying that a feminist was a bully. Those were apparently harassment by the Facebook community standards, and they suspended my account each time. That's mental.
Did you manage to get
those are your friends, and people just?
I said, did you manage to get it overturned, or did the bans like?
Oh no, they don't even. If you try to overturn it, you can email them and it says, if you think that this has been an error, please email us. They don't respond.
Oh,
it is. It's ridiculous. Like when mine got banned, it was just like 10 days. What for? Like it's just like because you said some bad comments. It's like that's ridiculous. It's like it's so fucking annoying. It was like, do you know when you've responded to someone and going that's fucking stupid or something like that, and it's like, oh, that's harassment. Well, because I've said what she said was fucking stupid. Like I'm not allowed to say that. Like it's so like that's the thing, because it's become so policed on there to the point where it's like it doesn't feel like when I remember Facebook when it first started out, and it was just like, oh wow, this is something that you can go on, you can put your profile picture on, you can talk to people and stuff. Then it just became fuck tons of advertisements and people inviting you to tip pages and stuff like that, and it was just like, no, I just want to go on debate pages. That's the best I can do is debate pages. And then you'd come on, you'd have 1 million notifications. Then it started sending you notifications for like people's who have done their status, and it's like, well, I don't want to know. Why the fuck is this happening now automatically? Why am I finding out about people's shit that I don't really fucking care about? Like if it comes up on the feed and I see it, fair enough, but I don't need, like, I should be allowed to notify myself of wanting that person's notifications.
I'm not a big fan of the notifications from groups you're a member of, because I am a member of a lot of groups because I use them for getting work sometimes. But you get notified of like every single thing that happens on them, and it's just like, and actual notifications that you want to see kind of get buried.
Yeah, you just said like, and someone's like, "Oh, I sent you a comment on Facebook. Did you?" I fucking see it. I don't see it anywhere.
Yeah. Another thing about Facebook, like you were saying, Facebook actually, when it was new, or when it was relatively new, because I joined about 2007. When it was like relatively new, it was actually really good. I actually really enjoyed it when it was just you and your like friends. But then
like, you can play like
Tetris
balls and shit. Do you remember the
Tetris Tournament was my biggest game on Facebook. But speaking of which, whatever happened to that? Like, whatever happened to all those games on Facebook? That used to be one of the biggest things on the
They're
site.
still there, but they changed the entire like it became really shit, the player on it, like for actually instead of lagging and stuff like that. So I just got to like, they used to have like dope wars, and then it was like, oh no, this is talking about growing and cultivating weed. It's a fucking game with numbers and shit, like with some pictures of weed. Who fucking cares?
I remember.
Oh god.
I remember it was mostly you would have to like bother your friends to like do anything to get to a higher level, and you would have to ask your friends to help play you, and it would just be like the whole time. It would just Just be like, no, I don't want to, like, because then you.
Hey, come and join Cognitive Thought on Zynga Poker. Could get 100 chips today. Like, I fucking don't care. Like, every time you go on there, it's like, oh, you got a daily bonus of 100 free chips to play in poker. You go in there and a guy's there with like 20 grand because he's just been raking it in every day, and you're just like, I don't come on here anymore. I know people who still go on there to play Zynga Poker, I think it is. Yeah,
I've never played a single Facebook game.
That's what I did when I started
bothering
there.
To get me to do Candy Crush.
What were there was
Candy
like there was like the Mafia Wars or whatever.
Yeah, that was a big one in the earlier
years. There's a CSI one.
Bejeweled Blitz or something like that, or Blitz Bejeweled. And that was another one where you had like a minute to get it done.
Candy Crush is
score you could get.
Candy Crush is one of those pay-for-play games. Like you get to these levels that are like really hard, and well, not the only way you can beat them, but the only way you can beat them quickly is to buy upgrades. And there are all these stories in the news about people spending like $80,000 on Candy Crush upgrades. Because the thing is, the game has like 1,000 levels or something like that, so you can spend a ridiculous amount of money on it.
Well, do you ever hear that story about that woman? She was playing Farmville, and it was like there's always stories about like people getting so obsessed with Farmville that like they would like lose their jobs, or like they would have to call social services because they weren't feeding their kids and like shit like that. Like,
yeah,
I think like there was a story
I remember
that I heard, like, it might have been a rumor, but like they let their dog die because they weren't feeding their dog. They were feeding their
fucking hell. Grow some. Imagine it. Grow some just some pixelated crops. It takes 4 hours to cook or some shit. What the hell?
Oh god.
So
are crazy.
I am worried that we're going to lose the audience if we keep talking about Facebook games.
Okay.
I could get lost. It's like nostalgia moment because Facebook I'm never going back to. So I just look at I remember those days.
Facebook is so lame. Well, the other thing is that like, okay, so Steven is one of the maybe only people that knows me from YouTube as well as Facebook, but as well as sort of knows my my prior social sphere, because Steven lives in an area and knows a lot of these like total SJW transgender idiot type people, and that's just an interesting thing. So when I bitch about like how much I hate my Facebook friends, Steven actually knows like who I'm talking about. Just so people know.
Yeah.
They're just like
in the video.
Yeah.
And that video you did about the trans guy bullying, I was the guy that he said he looked up where my hometown was, and he said, hey, well, I'm in, blah, blah, blah. Anytime you want to have this conversation in person, bring your boyfriend so I don't fuck you up too bad. And that was verbatim what he said.
And then he tried to say that he wasn't threatening him.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so if you guys are missing the context, I made a video, if you didn't see it, about trans guys and female privilege, and the idea was basically that there's a lot of trans guys that it seems, from what it would seem like, and I know that there's a problem with trans guys getting on too much testosterone, because testosterone is hard to dose, like you have to have the exact right dosage of it. And there's a lot of trans guys who get on too much testosterone. They turn into a hothead and they start talking shit and like getting ready to get in fights, but they've never been in a real fight before. And they'll start talking shit and like threatening people. And then it's like and then once they realize, like I'm like 6'2". I don't know how big Steven is, but his your boyfriend looks like he's pretty big, which is why
and my boyfriend, he's like he's into like Bakmei and like dragon style kung fu and all this crazy shit. Just like just give me a name. Like he's one of those that's just like just wants to, but like he knows he can't, but like
so like once this guy realizes that maybe I'm like 6'2", I know how to fight like all right, like I'm not like some like hardcore tough guy, but I'm pretty sure I could beat the shit out of this stupid little trans guy, because he wouldn't even say how big he was. I was like, look, dude, I'm like 6'2", 240, 250 pounds. How big are you? And he wouldn't even say. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna assume you're like 5'3", like.
His avatar is him shirtless with his fists up, like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and so but then once he realizes that you might actually fight him, then he starts trying to say you're transphobic. Like all of a sudden it goes to like you having fragile masculinity for being threatened by him. Like it's like, oh, you're just threatened because somebody who wasn't born with a dick is more tough than you, or so. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, you just are actually literally threatening people on the internet, and it's a problem. So. Yeah, I was talking earlier on the stream about how my friend group on Facebook, I'm just so over them, and I just want them to be gone, and they cannot contemplate it. Like they think that I've just gone crazy. Like they don't understand that I just don't want anything to do with them anymore. Like any of them. Like there's out of about 1,500 people, I would be very happy to only be friends with 500 or less, and even out of those 500, there'd only be about 100 that I'd probably even really talk to,
right?
And they can't contemplate that. They're like, no, but we're the only people in the universe. We're the only we're the only people that exist. Why would you not want to be friends with all of the people? It's like, because there's other people out there, and you guys suck. So,
so are like all 1,500 of your Facebook friends like SJWs?
I would say about 80% of them.
Oh wow! So you must have been like gone to like a really like SJW-ish school or something like that. Then did you?
I grew up in Seattle, and like Seattle's really really ridiculously SJW, to an absurd degree. And then I went to a pretty SJW school in New York City. Yeah, but then I moved to the Bay Area, and I was in the kind of like underground.
Well,
yeah, the Bay Area. But I was in the like queer scene, which there, I just wanted to be around people who weren't straight mostly, because that was fun, because I'm gay, and then I liked diversity just because I like it. So I was around and making art with all sorts of different people who are racial minorities or immigrants or genderqueer or whatever, but I wasn't like tokenizing them. It was only people who were talented. I kind of was like a kid in a candy store, because I was actually pretty good at making music. Like I am an electronic producer, and people always wanted to work with me. So I got to have my choice of people to work with, and same with my playwriting. And so I ended up becoming really, really popular amongst this very diverse group of people. But that was before SJWism was really a thing. Like they were kind of a number of these people were kind of SJWs, but they were down low about it around me. Like they didn't they were like, oh, well, you're one of the cool white guys because you actually make music with black people and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And so everything was cool until around 2012. In 2012, a lot of my friends moved, and then everybody who was left just became obsessed with like talking about white privilege and stuff. And a lot of people kind of like turned on me, and they were like, it doesn't matter how much you've done and how much you've taught people how to make electronic music and how much work you've made with people. You only could do that because you're a privileged white male. And it was like, whoa, I ended up surrounding myself with a bunch of basically ungrateful pieces of shit that it really didn't matter how much I had done for my community in terms of art. They just cared about I think they were just selfish, ultimately, is the best way to say it. And SJWism became cool, and they didn't really have anything. Like there was a few of them who actually were very talented, and they weren't really SJWs, because like I have this one friend who's an actor who's a Nigerian immigrant, and he never became an SJW, but he did definitely get a lot of roles because it was super cool to be a black actor in the Bay Area. He is very, very, very talented as an actor. He deserves his bookings, but he's been able to sort of capitalize upon the SJW movement. But he never became an SJW, and I think it's sort of because he didn't have to sit around bitching about his own oppression because he was getting gigs.
Right.
You know, so
I kind of feel like the SJW thing, it came less about, because what you were saying, how you were with a bunch of minorities and how it's like we can all relate on a base thing of like, we at some point have been told by society that we weren't good enough to be, you know, we weren't good enough to be like, I get a point and then I lose it, but like,
Well, it's
we were
basically
all told
saying
by that, we were all given shit by society, but then it became more of I've been given more shit than you have,
right.
and then
Well,
it became like we're all on levels now, instead of like, can't we all just say that we're all being treated bad?
yeah.
And
Well,
like relate at that.
The thing is that life is shit for everyone, but it's when people start playing this whole like, oh, I'm a little bit more oppressed than you. Like, there's a video that I'm working on right now, which is kind of like that, because it's the degrees of whiteness. So it's like, basically goes into like, you know, like if someone's like dark, like if you've got like a mixed race slightly and stuff, and it's like, oh, I've got a kind of bit of oppression. Oh,
yeah.
fuck off, mate. It's really fucked up, this video, from my
Yeah.
point of view, because it's just like, you literally listening to people trying to claim themselves as something else because they know they look white,
Right.
but they don't want to be white. But then they're also like, oh well, there is a perk with being white because of the privilege. Fuck you! What are you on about? What are you talking about? I don't understand.
you know,
that.
that's
I've never understood
another
that.
another thing I was wanting to bring up at some point. Is that, you know, I'm not going to say, I'm not the guy that says that there are never privileges that come along with being white, because I think there absolutely are.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that you I don't
Definitely.
I think that calling it white privilege as a monolithic thing is pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, if you're a white person, you can walk into a mall or like a Walmart in the sticks and nobody bats an eye at you.
Right. I think it's like,
I don't know. This is the thing. I've grown up in Manchester all my life. It's purely multicultural. In fact, I'm a fucking minority, right? So it's like, it's one of those things. It's really confusing for me because the fucking security guard doesn't give it.
Right.
He's colored himself. So he's like, sorry, he's a person of color. Fucking
no, say racial minority.
the thing about white, the whole
It doesn't
white
even-
privilege.
I saw your video on that, but it's like, from my point of view, if I turned around to him and said he's black, he wouldn't give a shit. If I said to him he's brown, he wouldn't give a shit. But like, half of the time, he could be definitely Muslim more than likely, because like, it's one of those things. White people are more of a minority around here, but of course, it's multicultural, so you do. It's very balanced. So I've never understood this white privilege. I've been homeless in the I was born here in Manchester, and in the town where I'm born, I'm told that I have zero priority to housing when I'm homeless. When you fucking hear that, you realize that privilege it's so mythical. It's ridiculous.
And here's what I was going to actually say about that is that one of the reasons that you can tell that the current narrative about white privilege is just completely bogus and backwards is that there's so many people who look basically completely white or European, like that fucking gay guy like Dylan Merritt from the Seriously TV, for example, who like looks so like slightly like he looks like he would be a Spaniard.
Yeah, he looks like he could pass for like Mediterranean or like Greek or Italian.
Do you guys know who
really?
he's
I know you're
I'm
unboxing
googling
guy.
him now.
Yeah,
Here,
he's the guy's like, I'm unboxing masculinity. I'm unboxing homophobia.
no, but this is the thing. I
Hold
don't
on, let me
care what race he is. It doesn't even. That's the thing. These
Well,
identity
but
politics
he-
are
yeah,
bad
but-
for me, 'cause it
I mean, well,
doesn't
yeah, but
matter.
he does.
Your race
He-
literally tells me nothing about you.
I know, yeah, but unfortunately, we don't live in a world where everybody thinks that. He gets to, Dylan.
Isn't that the problem?
So
Like, isn't that the problem that you can't be honest?
this guy, wait, I thought that was no, okay, Dylan unboxing, that's okay. This fucking guy Like he's like
Yeah.
he's making videos talking about how he's a person of color, and there are people who are even whiter looking than him who are speaking as a person of color. These people, if white privilege is actually such a great thing, like white people are so better off, this guy would be saying he was white.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say, I just want to say, because this was something my mother told me when I was like 12. My uncle died, and my uncle, he had a lot of fucked up problems, and my mother told me a story about how my grandfather, who was schizophrenic, bought my brother a shotgun for his birthday because that's what you do, and he had a freak out and locked himself in the bathroom and was like, and his girlfriend called the cops, and he started pointing the gun at the cops, and my mother literally looked at me in the eyes and said, now if your uncle was black, he'd be dead right now. He's only alive because he's white. And
Yeah.
that's really the only thing that's ever been explained to me about white privilege, was that there is some kind of thing with police sometimes that they're
Yeah. I think that's definitely true. And if let's say that there's a fight at a bar, and there's like 5 people involved, and like there's a black guy like right on the periphery, maybe had to like defend himself a little bit, the black guy's going to get arrested.
Right. Here, you know what my take on the whole white privilege thing is, though? Like, as I was saying to you earlier, there's like most SJW concepts, there's like some kernel of truth to it, but it's applied too broadly. Like, I think there's definitely a privilege that comes from being like a certain type of white person, like a sort of like traditional waspy like white person. But white privilege for like a Russian immigrant, no, not at all. White privilege for like some redneck named like Dylan McGillicuddy or something like that, no. So it's like, I would say there is like a waspy kind of like establishment white person privilege, but not like white privilege broadly.
You get the same privilege from walking around in a nice suit. I swear down, no matter what your fucking skin color, you wear a nice suit, look suave, but you will get the same privilege because people go, "Oh, that guy works." Yeah, like you instantly get a privilege from doing that to an extent. If in the same respect, where people will look at you slightly differently for wearing a suit, it's a classism that's there. That's what you're looking at. That's why that guy, people will follow that black guy around, because in his racist / classist head, he's thinking, oh, he's probably from a less wealthy background and stuff. And that's the problem. It's this racial stereotype of, oh, he must be from there. And that's the problem that you're having, because he's judging him based on skin color, but he'll also judge him on his attire. That's the thing, and what he's wearing. Like if he looks like he's a hoodlum, or if he looks like he's like, if he looks like he's been working or something like that. I think these are different traits that people do take on board.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. I'm not
Does
saying
anyone here remember those? Oh.
I kind of feel like this is a tangent that we've gotten onto, and this is something that people have talked about so much, this whole white privilege thing, and we could go on about it for a long time. But I have not gotten too much on this stream into the Trump actual policy decisions that he's been implementing. Right. So one of the things that he stopped the TTP, which was, according to liberals, leftists, progressives, members of the regressive left even, the TTP was supposed to be like the big bad wolf that was on the table. He stopped it, and there is crickets from the left about that. Like, nobody is talking about it, basically. I've heard a few of my friends who are, who are particularly politically informed, who were Sanders supporters, have at least mentioned it. But they say things like, "Oh, well, he stopped the TPP. That's the PPP. Yeah, he stopped the TTP. That's bittersweet." And
how is it bittersweet though? Isn't that just good? Isn't that what everybody wanted in the first place? But because Trump's doing it, it's like, no.
That's exactly
nice try.
That's exactly what they mean. And no, but the other thing is that what they are giving a huge shit about is, I'm not sure if you guys have heard, but everybody on my fucking Facebook is talking about this. He defunded some sort of like overseas birth control program that I think it exists in like 55 countries, but it's some sort of American-run Planned Parenthood-like thing, and it doesn't even directly. Actually, could somebody bring up an article about that? Can somebody?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thanks, Andrew.
As far as I remember
But
about
they were
this,
painting it like it was going to affect women in the U.S.
Yeah,
right?
Well,
Yeah,
they're
no,
treating it like they're treating it like the sky is fucking falling.
Yeah,
apparently
I have
he's
an
taking
article here
funding
now.
away from Planned Parenthood.
Okay, Andrew,
Planned Parenthood
Andrew,
clinics.
you know, Andrew,
that also do abortion.
Andrew, I'm going to
If
screen share you.
I'm
Yeah.
not wrong.
So sorry, Cognitive thought you were talking.
I was saying that apparently apparently this is what I've heard. He's taking the funding away from the Planned Parenthood clinics in America that basically have abortion as like one of their methods of Planned Parenthood or something like that. That's what they also have. So if that's one of their what would you call it? What's the term that they use? Contraceptive methods or whatever. If it has abortion on their list of contraceptive methods, then they won't be funded. Whereas the other ones will be, or something like that. So it's not like you'll lose it, but you'll lose a lot of clinics that if they have that on the what you can do as a contraceptive.
You're not losing rights.
Is my screen being shared right now?
No, you're not screen sharing. You have to click the green button on the sidebar of the Google Hangout thing, and then
Oh, okay.
yeah, and then you double click on your desktop and it will show everything. There you go.
Okay.
So International Planned Parenthood foreign abortions. So what I think about this is honestly, and I'm not the first person to say this ever. A lot of people have said this. The abortion thing is always they're always going to bring it up. They're always going to fund some, defund some, and there's always a bunch of Kyle's mom from South Park going what the abortions what? Yeah, and I always think it's just a big smokescreen distraction. Same with gay rights issues, gay rights in quotes. Same with things like gay marriage, which don't actually really affect anybody at all. It's so rare when I mean, there are instances in which somebody has a very religious family and they get, go into a coma, and then their religious family can choose to pull the plug on them instead of their partner. And yeah, that happens sometimes, but ultimately it's not that big of a deal compared to there's all sorts of economics and potentially starting a war with Russia. I'm not surprised that Trump is doing this, but I'm wondering what this is a smokescreen for.
What do you mean exactly?
I imagine the only reason that this is happening is because he knows that if he does this, the left is going to freak out and be like, "Oh, but what about the women's?" And then he could be doing something that would actually maybe affect people, and nobody's going to pay attention to it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, he defunded. He did that big federal government hiring freeze. I mean, that's something people aren't going to like. And what else?
How does the federal government hiring freeze work exactly? I don't. I heard about it, but I don't quite understand it.
You're not hiring any more federal employees, basically. That's
yeah.
But what would be the reason for that?
That's one of the ones he pushed through that I think is not a good idea. Just because, I understand that there's a lot of overspending on people who in federal government and stuff like that. But what if say an emergency happens and they need to bring a bunch of people in at some department? I don't think that's very well thought through.
As someone that was just in DC for the protests, they have enough manpower. Believe you me, enough to do anything. There was a mile long row of cops 2 feet apart from each other on both sides of the street.
Yeah, it's just a hiring freeze. It's not like they're gonna dismantle what they already have.
If you're talking about a natural disaster, there's more than enough servicemen.
Kai, get out of here. I have a cat. I have 3 cats.
I'm going to stop sharing my screen now.
Okay, that's fine.
It's just like looking into the abyss.
So, yeah, what else about Trump? Um, man, does anybody want to talk about people's reaction to the Richard Spencer punching thing is pretty amazing. All these people on my timeline who were like, like, okay, this is the thing I'll say. So many fucking women advocating for violence and being like, yeah, I can just watch remixes of that guy getting punched, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you're not.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
What
and
about-
it's like, well, what's gonna happen when you talk a little bit too much shit and
Somebody punches you.
yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah, and it's like we've had such I feel like I have a whole video about feminist teachers' pet syndrome and how we millennial women have lived in an entire reality in which they can just tattle on someone and get guys in trouble, including on the internet. And now it's to the point where they think that they can like punch people, and it's like, I feel like it's game over for them, but they don't know it yet.
Have you seen that Rebel Media lady that was punched by that guy at the Women's March?
I haven't watched
Yeah,
the footage.
there's a lot of that stuff happening at these protests, like people getting punched, like women and men and everyone.
Well,
like
at the-
Anarcho-communism, my friend. Anarcho-communism.
Didn't somebody get shot in Seattle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Milo event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a shooting.
Yeah, I was there. I don't know if I have I don't know if I was recording at the time, but I might have been.
Did you hear it go down?
Yeah, I heard it. I was standing on this elevated platform with a friend, and as soon as we heard it, we ran.
Yeah.
But we ran because we thought it was like a flash bomb or something, and we thought that it would be like a stampede of people, and then for some reason, people didn't really run that much.
Wait, so
Did it-
you were actually in the area when that happened?
I was actually at the protest.
Oh wow.
They probably thought it was a flashbang too. And like, whatever. This is expected.
I was out front of Deplorable and had a flashbang go off about 30 feet from me. They are not a good time.
Yeah.
What is it exactly?
It's just a loud concussion grenade. Just a loud
Yeah.
explosion to disperse crowds.
Like a riot grenade.
If you
Yeah.
ever played Call of Duty,
Like-
it's
like
like a
a
flashbang.
It's really
Oh, yeah,
loud
yeah, yeah.
and it's disorienting and
Blinding
people
us.
generally run away.
If you ever played with M80s as a child, it's just like
Give
that.
you tinnitus for a second.
What's the word for this thing?
Concussion or
Well,
concussion grenade?
Mm.
Or percussion.
AKA
one of those.
flashbang or flash grenade.
Yeah. It's not really a flash, it's just a loud
Well, there is
explosion.
a-
of smoke. Same thing, I know.
Nobody was running because there is a distinct difference between gunshots and a firework, because gunshots you can hear kind of like it echo through the metal and it has more of a compacted sound, and fireworks it's more loose when
Yeah,
it
but
explodes.
a lot of people can't tell the difference. So if you've never shot a gun, you really don't know the difference.
Yeah, and also it was a gigantic crowd with a lot of noise anyway, so it was just
Yeah.
confusing.
I can tell the difference because I shoot guns, but most people, if you've never heard a gun go off, a firework to them will sound like a 22 or a 38 going off.
So it sounds like a gunshot, basically.
If you never fired a gun or you don't know what a gun sounds like,
Sounds like a loud noise that goes. So
yeah.
it can be considered that to some people, I guess. Also, you're in a big city with a bunch of chaos, so you're automatically gonna be more
Exactly.
likely to disperse.
Yeah, the thing about the guy getting shot at the Milo event is like I know a lot of people hate Milo, and like I don't agree with Milo's views in general, but people calling him like a white supremacist and all this
He's
different
just a
stuff,
provocateur. Like he has,
yeah.
he just likes to stir the pot. I actually think he's kind of funny sometimes, but he's also a
Yeah.
dick. But that's his shtick, you know. Like
His problem with Milo is he's just too narcissistic and like popular he is too much. But
that's his shtick. He's made a name for himself by being that. I can't really blame him for that. He's doing it for a reason.
I
Like
think
he's smart enough to.
Yeah, I think he pulls it off. I think that if you can be egotistical as long as you like, he admits to it and he makes a joke out of it, and the joke is actually kind of funny a lot of the time. It does get repetitive.
And
But,
he can back it up though too with
Yeah.
with arguments.
I don't know. Like he just has the calling out thing. Like he's kind of like equal but opposite. I feel like the call out culture is just there, and he just is calling things out and be like, no, it's not like that, you're stupid. And he's not really, I feel like nobody has any answers, so we're all just screaming into the void like idiotic children.
Here's something that I want to talk about. So
can I say one? I just want to say one thing about Milo really quick.
Yeah.
Are you talking about?
I will
Okay.
continue to talk about him, but you can say what you say first. Yeah.
All right. I just want to say, I think even a lot of my gay friend, I am gay, and a lot of my gay friends like to give shit to him. I will say, I think he is important for the LGBT community because this is a man who is one of the most conservative people. He works, or at least, and he works for one of the most conservative organizations. He can still not stop sucking just buckets of dicks. So it really does show that being gay is not a choice. I mean, really.
But we've never seen him suck dick, so we don't really know.
I
It sure
mentioned
didn't happen.
I mentioned the Prince before, though. He's a great bridge builder between conservative style people or people that lean right to the gay community, though.
Yeah, I think so too. So this is what I want. Okay, this is something that I want to talk about, and I've been wondering what to do about it. The Antifa protesters who protested Milo's event, they're out of hand. Like these are people who are blatant liars. They don't trust the police officers, so they're never going to talk to the cops. They don't think that the news reports accurately. They probably like pass out little photocopied pamphlets from backpacks, and then they tell their friends this is the real news, which is like creepy. It's like a cult.
I got some of those pamphlets.
Yeah, and they're fucking weird, aren't they?
They're creepy as shit. They're communists selling newspapers at 50 cents a piece. Yeah. But when I was in DC, I wore kind of all black and had a GoPro on, and I went in to where all the black bloc and the Antifa guys were protesting, and they didn't bother me at all. And I got some really good footage uploaded actually on the channel.
Oh yeah, no, it's easy. It's easy to mix with them because they don't know who would be against them or not. But here's the thing. I know one of the girls, and I ended up talking to her. I have footage of her. I don't have her face. She had a little bit of a bandana over her face, but I do have photos of her. I have 3 different photos of her face, and I have her name, and I know what program she is in at the University of Washington, and I know that she was spreading false fear-mongering information, which led to this guy being shot. She was saying that Milo is a Nazi. She was saying that Milo was personally putting up Nazi posters the night before the event, and she's spreading all sorts of nonsense on her Facebook about this stuff, and as far as I'm concerned, she kind of is responsible for inciting violence. Like, you can't spread fear-mongering information like this endlessly, especially if people are starting to get shot. What I'm wondering is, what should I do about this? Should I contact the police and say that they should monitor her Facebook? Should I contact the dean and say that? Do you see what I'm saying?
So it was one particular girl?
Yeah, one particular girl.
I'd say.
She's an organizer of Antifa.
Yeah, from what I've heard about going to the cops about things is that they just drag their feet, like, unless you have like a smoking gun that somebody did something really serious. Like, my brother got his car broken into, and it was in an area with the camera, and they were just kind of like, oh, well, we'll file a report and we'll look into it. And they're like, okay, but like, you know, there's like, the car was in an area with a security camera. Like, we can get it real quick and find out what the guy looks like, right? And we, you know, I know he went into a store, so we can get the receipts and things like that and find him pretty easily, right? But the cops were just like, well,
did they catch the guy?
We'll file a report.
Did they catch the guy that shot the dude?
Yeah, the identities of both of them are known now, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, there's 2 of them. Well, the one that got shot.
Well, one shooter, one got shot.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard.
Back to Prince's question, though. Back to Prince's question. I don't think you should call the police because, one, the other dudes are right. They're going to drag their heels. It also depends what kind of area you're in, if they'll have the time to fuck off and mess with a a potential threat, and nothing has happened yet.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Maybe contacted the dean. I'm wondering. I don't know.
Mhm.
But is she like organizing something in particular, or?
Well, she's an organizer for this Antifa stuff, and they have been known to be violent, and they've been known to lie a lot. And I yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like I don't know. I gave her information, her name, to some anonymous person that I think is going to be trying to monitor her social media. He seemed like some kind of a 4chan user, so I'm hoping that she does something actually what's the word?
Provocative.
Yeah, provocative, incendiary.
Yeah.
Something that, because
I would say wait till that happens. Don't do anything.
yeah, that's what I told the people to do, because it's like, I don't necessarily want to seek vengeance of this person, because I don't think she's necessarily a bad person. I think that she just doesn't understand that her lies and her fear mongering, calling people not, it's like, if you call people Nazis, and then you get 30 people that are all wearing black together at night, and they start smashing windows, and then someone gets shot, and that's already happened. You can't keep doing that. And so I'm hoping that so
That would be up to the DA if they wanted to charge her with being an accomplice.
Yeah, it depends on if something happens. So I'd say just keep a close eye, and if anything becomes like a real thing that they're planning, by all means go ahead and arrest people. But
as far as people know, the person who was shot he's not a Nazi. He is, I think, he was a protester himself.
I thought he was another Antifa. Yeah, that's what.
He was. And so this girl is telling people that it was the person who shot him was actually a Trump supporter, and then people are saying, well, that's not what the police are saying, and then this girl is saying, yeah, because the police lie. So she's trying to spin this narrative that there was this Trump supporter, which was the shooter, when in reality what happened was it was one of her friends who just was a confused, scared, crazy person who just thought it was a Nazi. And it's just like, this is incredibly irresponsible. It's like you're basically asking for more of this to happen.
Well, speaking of things the authorities should be clamping down on, have any of you guys hung out on any of the sites where the Antifa congregate?
No.
Like r/anarchism or r/socialism?
Those are Reddits?
Yeah.
Okay.
The front page of all these Antifa subreddits, it's all like why punching quote unquote Nazis is good, why it was good that Richard Spencer got punched, why you should punch more Nazis. And I'm thinking
they are cruising for a bruising.
But it's just like Reddit shuts down sites for being offensive, and these subreddits get to stay up when they're actually inciting violence. Like, I don't know. That seems a bit hypocritical.
I know, but it's violence against a negative people. If from their perspective, that's the thing. It's like it's because as long as it's Nazis, they're punching Nazis. So as long as it's Nazis, everything's good.
But everyone's a Nazi these days, so
yeah, that's what I always ask. That's what I always ask. Like, how do you know they're a Nazi? Like, do Nazis have a certain style of dress? Like, what? Like,
you used to be able to fucking know a Nazi. Well, nowadays,
I'll be honest,
everyone's fair game.
Andrew, let me say to you this, right? I've had a video demonetized on YouTube for calling out Holocaust deniers with evidence. How bullshit's that?
You would think that after this friend of theirs got shot by in friendly fire, they would reconsider this whole like violence thing, but of course they're trying to say it was a Trump supporter.
Yeah, no, they've got to do damage control and be like, no, it's not the anarchists, the fucking anarchists. Of course, it's the anarchists. It's like
they need Samuel Jackson from Do the Right Thing to go, yo, y'all motherfuckers need to chill, time out, just to break reality and like yell at people. But unfortunately, we don't have that.
Nobody would listen anyway. Let me know if my mic volume's iffy. I'm hearing a little bit of feedback, so I don't want to be blowing
your
it
mic
out.
your mic is fine. You're quite loud and clear.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
You're a little bit loud. I'll maybe turn it down a little bit, actually.
I'll turn it down a little.
Okay.
Is that better? Any better? No?
I'm sure you're fine. Here, I'll do it. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
All
I
right.
just did a bunch now.
So I am sort of smoking right now. What else does people want to talk about?
I'm vaping right now.
Yeah, I noticed your vaporizer is huge.
Yeah, it's
like,
a Relo.
Do you carry that around like when you're walking?
I carry it in my pocket. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I used to have a
That's a
large
question.
vaporizer, and I found it was too big to fit in my pockets, so I just got a smaller one.
I put it in my coat pocket because it's winter now,
okay.
but usually I put it in like my bag.
Right.
Can I ask you a question?
Hey, my roommates are
liquid
playing Talking
e-cigarettes?
Heads. Can anybody hear that?
Yeah, I can hear
A
people in the
little bit,
background.
yeah. What was the
Yeah, because
question?
I don't
though?
have a mic right now.
I was saying, do you know the liquid for the e-cigarettes? Do they cost around about the same price as just a packet of cigarettes?
No,
I believe
it's
they
so
cost-
much cheaper.
I believe they
I don't
cost
know the
less,
difference.
but
It's
I've
completely
been
different.
making my own liquid for years now, so
Oh,
it's like
wow.
pennies for me.
Oh,
It's
cool.
so cheap.
But even the
It's-
stuff you buy at the store is cheaper than smoking. Smoking cigarettes is
is.
like, here in Canada, it's like roughly $10 a pack.
Wow.
And I'm thinking down in the States, it's probably like 5 or 6. But the
No.
e-liquid is like,
No, I live in New York, and it's like with the taxes, it's like 11 or 12 now. It used to be much cheaper, but
Here in Pennsylvania,
but
they're
anyways, where I buy e-liquid, you pay $15 for a large bottle of e-liquid, and that gives me the same amount of smoking as about like 6 packs of cigarettes, maybe 7. So it is a lot cheaper.
yeah. Speaking of, I need to go refill this. I'll be back. I'm gonna go do
Right,
something.
I don't do cigarettes or fucking e-cig. I just do weed.
They're nice. Like you can get your nicotine fix without having to actually inhale tar. So
Yeah. It's one of those. I don't enjoy nicotine. I just like having weed. It's one of those things. Cannabis is my drug.
So what else has Trump? Oh, he's said that he's going to be very supportive of police officers. And
Also doing Dakota Access Pipeline. the
yeah,
executive order.
yeah. People were. I mean, I had a feeling that was going to happen either way. Like Clinton was going to do that too. But I don't really know. I'm going to mute my mic for a second. People talk about that.
yeah, I'm not really that up on this issue. I don't know. Does anybody here have any more information on it?
I've heard it's not even actually through the reservation; it's actually above, and that's what they were protesting because their source of water comes from the same spot, but it doesn't actually run through their land. I may be wrong. Chat, someone in the chat can correct me, maybe.
Yeah, I've not listened to that one a lot.
Yeah, it's not a concern to me.
It's one of those like things. I think I saw a small article on it once, and I didn't really pay a lot of attention. I think I might have read it and gone, oh, that's a bit shit that's going on as well in the world. Let's have a look what else is going on in the world. So
yeah, it's not, there's thousands of pipelines literally crossing this country, and they're protesting one.
And there's
So-
so many
Yeah,
fucking
Jeff-
protests. That's the thing.
Jeff Holiday made a video about the likelihood that it would actually pollute anything. The old pipelines were not nearly as sturdy as the new ones, and there's not a whole lot of evidence to show that this is necessarily going to be environmentally damaging. But I'm not an expert on that, so don't quote me.
Yeah, I actually liked his
I got
video on that. I found it very informative, but can I be catty for a second? Because Jeff has been
sorry.
annoying the shit out of me lately.
Oh, did you see his stream where Shu came on Andy
I
Warski?
wanted to get on and defend her so bad. That
It was fucking funny though. You have
So
to
who
like,
is
so
this?
The thing is-
annoying.
Oh god, I could understand Jeff's point of view, but at the same time, I was kind of like, I mean, it is literally like the weirdest thing to be angry about. But I was just like, I was really ready to be on board with him as well. Like,
I think that he was trying to I don't want to. Okay, sort of like he was sort of trying to be an internet hero because everybody was like, like a few days prior, I was talking with like some big YouTubers on a live stream, and like everybody agrees that like the Shu and Skeptic relationship stuff, like they're, you know, like posting on Twitter pictures of them eating popcorn together and blah blah blah. Like everybody agrees it's kind of irritating, but Jeff definitely, like, he was like, "Ooh, I'm going to be the person to finally call them out. There's all these people watching." And he sort of went overboard with it.
He sounded like such a bitter asshole. And you know what? They don't live together. Once they live together, they're not going to be all like that anymore. But they're far away and they're pining for each other and they're so in love because they don't live together yet. Once they live together, they're not going to be flaunting it everywhere. But for right now, like, they're known as Shu and Skeptic.
Who is this Jeff, anyways? I know Shu.
His name is Jeff Holiday.
And I used to really like him.
He's cool. I like him. I met him on New Year's. I think he's cool. But I think that there is, I mean, like, people, when you're a mid-level YouTube channel, you know, he has close to 40,000 subs, so he's like, you know, he's not really big, but he's like mid-level. He, like, people, one of the better ways to get more exposure to your channel is to incite drama. But, you know, he kind of did that to his actual friend group because he's friends with them. So
which I don't care about so much. Like, I don't care if somebody calls someone out, but he just seemed like he was being petty and he was talking over everyone. And actually, Andy Warski, I kind of appreciated because he's like, "Jeff, what would be the solution to this problem?" He was trying to get him to just stop complaining.
Andy Warski was actually really good in it because Andy Warski was like, "Dude, it's not even about June. It seems like it's about your relationship with Skeptic."
Oh yeah, of course it is. And of course he wanted him on live stream. I kind of wish he went on there. That would have been
a lot better.
See them hash it out instead of just yelling at Shu. Because I feel like on live stream, Shu just kind of clams up anyway, and I feel bad because she's very articulate and very intelligent, but I feel like when she gets bombarded with questions, she just kind of freezes up. I was like, let me in there. I want to like
I've always like thought that Shu seemed like a really nice person, and some of her videos are really funny. When I first discovered, you know, the anti-feminist channels, like, I was like, oh my god, who's this girl, like, completely mocking feminists? It's funny, you know, but then I didn't really feel like she was bringing a whole lot of new stuff to the conversation, so I sort of stopped watching her videos, and I've never gotten into Armored Skeptic videos.
Really? I like them.
I don't have anything against them. I largely just can't get past the intros with the little, like, minion-y guys or whatever.
I love it. I think it's
a lot of people do, but
sorry. When you watch his old stuff where, like, that woman goes to the creationist evolution, she goes to the evolutionist, like, the evolution museum, and she's a creationist, and he's like, really? You're just gonna look past? Oh god, he's fucking hilarious. Seriously.
Okay, no, you should link me with tweet some of the old videos of his that are good, because a lot of people say he has some really good old videos.
Yeah,
I never watched them.
I started watching him back when he was just doing the anti-religious stuff, the atheist stuff, and I started watching him way back before social justice controversy ever blew up, and so so. I watched it for that, and then
way before he even had 100,000 subs. It was just like I got a friend of mine on a creationist evolutionist debating page who I knew had basically gave me a link and said, "Oh, check out my mate's channel and stuff." So like, and I was like, "Oh, cool," and that's basically what I did. And then he was the first one that I saw. Then I went from him to like Shoe on Head, Thunderfoot, and then the rest of them just kind of came about. And then I made my own channel. So
I was never I only got into YouTube as a result of Social Justice Warriors. Like,
same, yeah.
Like I was never really interested in the atheism stuff that much. I guess because I was living in the Bay Area and religion is really not an issue there, so it just was not a concern of mine. But then social justice kind of became the religion of places like the Bay Area, and then when I finally found YouTube, I was like, oh, thank God somebody's taking this on, you know?
Yeah. I was going to say about Shoe on Head, I actually like her second channel, Shoe Off Head, more than I like her main one, because I find that, like, when she's, like, unscripted, she's more compelling to listen to.
Really? I kind of think the opposite, but...
I'm one of those, like, I don't have an issue. Like, me and my girlfriend will just sit here and we don't mind watching. Like, we'll watch them when they do, like, those different foods from around the world that they eat and stuff. I find them quite funny. Like, I don't know. I like their chemistry together. I don't see an issue with that. Like,
I really like their video.
When Jeff was going crazy, I was like, what's the problem? Like, with them, you don't, like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
It's like watching two people make out in public. You're like, come on. Knock it off.
Yeah, no, I really like that. You don't have to constantly look at all the pictures and stuff.
And they
like,
have separate channels for that stuff. It's not like they put that on their main channel. And he's like, oh, I did unsubscribe and I don't watch any of the videos. It's like, then why are you complaining about their relationship?
He was trying to get voice.
Their
He was
video
giving voice
on Steve Shives was hilarious. I remember. Does everybody remember that video? It was kind of popular because Steve Shives has this weird relationship with his girlfriend where he's like all scared.
Doesn't he look like he's fucking locked in a closet at night and abused? You will sit off you will take away your white privilege, motherfucker, you male motherfucker. Like, I can imagine he just gets locked in like a fucking cupboard at night and then she goes to bed on the entire like king size, and just sleeps and then wakes up and then gets him up and just goes, hey, put on the same t-shirt, it's the same hat, here's your fucking pen, right? Get up, go and do a video.
But anyways, yeah, Shu and Skeptic did a video on that. I thought it was really good. Like they just sort of played the video and commented while it was going. I thought that was funny.
I did see that. That was good.
My when I started streaming, the notification that sent out to Twitter automatically is in Spanish.
I saw that. Yeah. I was wondering why.
I don't know.
Yeah, mine used to do that. Mine used to do that a lot. I think it's been about maybe just under a year now. So yeah, so it's like when you get to about 10 months or something or something like that, I don't know. Maybe it's just random. Mine was English last time, but I know I've had Spanish, French, Greek. I've had Greek. Yeah, it's fucking, I think Chinese at one point as well. I think it was Chinese anyway. It could have been Japanese. Fucking, I don't know.
It also says translated from Spanish, even though it's in Spanish.
Google is always changing my language to French because I live in Toronto, which is like, there's a lot of French speakers here. And I think what happens when I go around with my phone to like certain areas of the city that are known to be French, it'll like change my language. And then I get home and I go on Google search and everything is French. And I'm just like, man, this is, and there doesn't seem to be a way to change it either.
Mine used to do it automatically for ages, but like it's been okay for the last few times. So yeah.
By the way, tailed feature, I just sent you the hangout if you want to come in. So anyhow, sorry, I interrupted someone.
I hear something in the background.
Somebody has roommates playing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my roommate. There's a hole where the wall should be, so I can't really block it out.
Put a pillow in it. Put a pillow in it.
Yeah.
I'm so full of good ideas.
When he says hole, we're all thinking like a small hole, I think. But like I don't. If you turn the camera, it's just like just a door.
Like
just a pillow. You see what I mean? It's just a massive pillow.
I imagine like this big of a hole.
Like there should be a window here.
Oh no, it is.
You need a mattress.
Okay, never mind.
You need a double mattress to get that hole fixed.
You mean a doorway?
Yeah, it's a doorway or a window. Fucking hell.
Can I do some self-promotion while we're not talking about anything?
Can I ask if that's a Bleach t-shirt?
That's what I was about to do.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? My boyfriend designed this, and we gave it to Chris Reagan.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna say I saw it on his channel. Yeah.
Yeah. That's us.
Let me see it. Wait, what is it? Let me see it.
Fucking awesome.
Show it again.
Bleach.
Okay.
Bleach 2016. Yeah, it's fucking nice.
And we made that and gave it to Chris Reagan, and he split 50-50, although he's taking a long time with it. But he already paid me most of it. I'm not trying to talk shit.
If you so I have a song, and I've been wanting to try to get somebody to help me make a music video out of it with some kind of people in the skeptic anti-SJW sphere. And it's an original song, and I felt like Chris Reagan would be a good person to try to link up with because he makes music, and he'd also
be a fantastic singer.
I
I
will sing.
really like his voice.
Well, it's recorded. It has my vocals in it, and but you could be in the video. I want it. Okay, so it's a song called "Boys on the Dance Floor," and it's basically just about boys. Basically there's very few lyrics. It mostly just goes, "Don't get me wrong, I love all the boys. I love all the boys on the dance floor," and it's very catchy. It's totally a pop song. I think Chris Ray Gun would like it. And what I would want to do for the video is to get a whole bunch of YouTubers to lip sync to it in their rooms, dancing around. And because it goes, I'll actually sing it for a second. It goes, "Don't get me wrong, I love all the boys. I love all the boys on the dance floor. Don't get me wrong, I love all the boys. I love all the boys on the dance." So actually, and Cognitive Thoughts heard some of my music before.
Yeah.
I gave you one of those tracks. Like I was signed on a label and stuff. And so yeah, if you'd be interested in, I can send it to you, Day, and you can, if you are interested in it and trying to help me organize, because I'd want it to be a lot of people, but I felt like maybe Chris Ray Gun could listen to it, and if he wanted to help me with like organizing people to do it, just because he has a much bigger audience, that would be awesome. So
yeah, that sounds like a great idea to me.
Yeah, I think it would be, because I wrote the song many years ago, maybe 10 years ago by now, but not 10, but like 8. And it's always been one of those songs when every time I would perform it, people would be like, "That song is a hit." Like that is like people I mean, and that sounds egotistical to say that, but like I've always wanted.
They've said it.
Yeah, no, a lot of people have said it.
Yeah.
So
The
That
melody
sounds awesome.
does sound very catchy.
Mhm.
Like it sounds like something you would hear on the radio and get stuck in your head and not be able to forget.
It's already in the head.
Yeah, and I feel like right now is such a time for that type of song,
We
because
need unity with all the boys.
it's purely happy. It's like
Yeah.
you know, like we've gone through this dark ages of nasty man-hating feminists, and we're starting to come out of it, where it's like, you know, like people are starting to like wait, we don't have to be ashamed of being male. And it's not like it's an anti-feminist song. It has nothing to do with that. It's just basically a celebration of maleness. And it's like, you know, because I thought it was funny. The reason I wrote it was kind of like it's about gay guys, kind of, but it's also more just like, I don't care anything about, like, you can be a horrible person. You know, I have dirt on everybody in this room, but as long as there's a whole bunch of boys dancing on the dance floor, it'll make me at least a little bit happy. And that was sort of the motivation. So
Love all the
That's
boys.
a sweet message.
yeah. So okay, we should just talk about something else, because
We need love. We need love right now. I'm so depressed, you guys, from everything. It's so awful. The world.
I think every time I hear the word love now, it unfortunately has been like, I hate the way even the word love is being fucked over by like the regressive left with this,
I'm Madonna.
like, love,
Did you see
love
that?
trumps hate, love trumps. Yeah, no, fuck me. It's like, we need love. I read a poem and that made me not want to blow up the wire. Fuck you. You shouldn't be condoning their reactions. That's basically what you're doing, you dumb bitch.
Madonna has turned into like the pop culture equivalent of like Maleficent or something. Like
When she was doing her speech, like she was all like, you know, virtue signaling, and I kept thinking like her falling over drunk, that bitch, I'm Madonna video. I was like, yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Day, how old are you? You're pretty young.
I'm 33, actually.
Oh, you look so much younger.
I know. Thank you.
But so you're from the era of Madonna, and
Yeah.
it's so weird to see, like, you know, I remember it was like a joke in the 90s, like when is it going to be that kids are asking who is Madonna? And I think it's gotten to that point now where you ask like some teenagers will be like, who is that? You know, like
she had a really long career.
Hard. She's trying so hard to stay relevant.
Her career did last pretty long though, because she got big in like the mid to late 80s, I think.
Mhm.
And I remember her having a hit around 2006 with that Every little thing that you
Yeah.
say or do. That one. I think that
Yeah.
was like her last big hit.
Oh yeah, I
Where
think that
she's-
was the early 2000s, like
I think that
Yeah.
that
2003,
was
4.
yeah. It was it was around 2005, I think.
I know because I was
I-
working at
I
Tower
remember, like-
Records at the time.
Oh, I worked at Tower
I remember
Records.
like,
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I
that's
went-
awesome.
I worked there when it closed, actually. And
I was almost there, but then I got fired for saying. Actually, I got fired because I called out of work for a weekend. I said it was because my uncle died, but he didn't. And then I went to work Sunday because I said through Saturday, and I always work Sunday. And I went there to work, and the supervisor was there. Is like, "Oh, you're not on schedule." I was like, "Oh, okay. So should I go home?" He's like, "No, you can work." So I worked, and then the next time I went into work, they fired me for coming into work. It's like, shouldn't you have a talk with the supervisor who like let me work all fucking day? And then so I was pretty pissed, and I was like,
that sounds like it's illegal.
well, I got unemployment from it because it was a like wrongful termination thing I filed for, and I got
Yeah.
it. But yeah, so I was pissed off that day, and I was in my early 20s, and I was like fucking badass, yo. And so I was like on my way out the door, bitching to one of my friends who works there about the situation, and a woman asked me if I could help her, and I said, "No, I'm not working today," and I left. And the next time I went into work, they fired me for saying fuck to a customer. I was like, no, I was swearing all over the place, but it was to my friend off the clock. And a lady asked me to get her something, and I was like, no, I'm not working today. And then they fired me. It was really because the guy who was the assistant manager had a crush on me, and then his friend who was the manager, who was like newly the manager, didn't like that I had a boyfriend for his friend. I don't know. It was complicated.
Yeah,
But either way, I was fired.
complicated.
I was
Yeah.
fired.
I worked at the fucking tower, and then it closed, and then it turned up. They opened a new record store that was a local chain called Silver Platters, and then I worked there, and it was a really annoying place to work. It was like, okay, this was the most annoying management situation that I ever had. Because I was the whiz at the register. I liked helping customers. I liked talking. This one woman went in there trying to find one CD for her 13-year-old daughter that she had not talked to in 3 years because she was living with her dad in another state. And so she asked, what would my daughter like? And I'm like, well, I don't know, what's she into? And she was like, I don't know, I haven't seen her in 3 years. And she's 13.
Sounds like you're bad.
She's like, she's 13, but I want her to think I'm cool. So I recommended her. I was like, you should listen to Rat-a-Tat. Do you remember that band, Rat-a-Tat?
No.
Okay, well, they were kind of
Cannibal Corpse, Tombs of the Mutilated.
well, Rat-a-Tat was a band that was a mix of, it had like a hip hop beat, like it was like like that kind of a beat, but then it would
Mom,
have
you're gonna be so cool.
but then it would have like rock guitars in it, but then it would also have like electronic synths in it. And so it was like a mix of hip hop, rock, and electronic music, and it didn't have any lyrics. So I was like, even if she's into hip hop, she might like this. If she's into rock, she might like this, and if she's into electronic music, she might like this. And
Actually,
so
a pretty good suggestion.
yeah, and then I played it for her on the headphones, and she liked it, so she bought 2 of them. And then that woman left with 7 CDs that day because so I was fucking good with the customers and everything. And I had this idiot manager. I always worked with this girl named Robin, who was really cool. But Robin fucking hated customers. She was really cute though, but she was just really, really shy. And I think that she hated working the registers because like dudes would try to like talk to her and shit. So
no.
yeah, so she preferred to like be on the floor putting labels on CDs and shit. The fucking manager, every fucking time her and I worked together, he would always try to get us to trade positions, and so that I would have to go on the floor, which I didn't like to do. I thought it was very tedious to put the labels on the things, and she didn't want to work the register. And he was like, "No, we need to change it up." And we're like, "Why? We like this situation. This is how we work well. What is wrong with you? You're a fucking
I could
idiot.
see if they were trying to do like something to push you guys forward, maybe they'd want to switch it up. But it's a fucking record store. I mean, like,
yeah, it's like it's not
do what
exactly
you're good
rocket.
at.
Yeah, and I was quick at the register. I would have to like teach people. It was always like it was always good for me to be at the register because we had a few very complicated systems. Like there was this weird coupon reward system where you could get like little dollars, and then if people had like 1,000, they could get a CD, and nobody knew how to actually like redeem the coupons in the fucking register besides me. And so I had to like teach my coworkers, and so it's like it was always good that Prince was up by the fucking. Anyhow, this is going to be a boring conversation for people. Let's change
We
the
need
subject.
to just talk on our own.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that wanted that story about the rat-a-tat to end with her coming back and just be like, "My daughter hates me now,"
Yeah.
and just throwing it in her face? Like I thought that's how it was gonna end.
I never heard from that woman again. I had this really funny repeat customer who was this woman who like had brain damage, and she would talk about it. She was all wacky, but like she came in this one day and she was like, I just signed up for the gym and I want a new CD. I want disco, I want dance, I want Donna Summer, I want and she would I would like go and try to like find her stuff, and she would like sort of vaguely follow me around the store, but then like yell at me and be like, come over here, is this good? And she was a wacko, but she was cool. I enjoyed when she would come in.
I miss experiences like that.
Yeah, I miss record stores. I worked at a record store and a movie theater, and it was so fun to work at both those places. And now they don't really have so many indie record stores and indie movie theater, record stores at all. Basically, don't really exist. So.
No.
HMV is still really big here in Canada. They're like all over the place.
I've never even heard of that.
I think it's just a Canadian only.
What is it?
It's a record, like a CD store and DVDs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Still see random FYEs around. Or FYIs. I don't know what I don't know. So what should we talk about, guys?
Has anybody heard about? Oh, I got one for you. Has anybody heard about this thing with PewDiePie putting all these Nazi references in his videos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love him. I hated him forever, and I love him now.
His videos are like
It does look like a Nordic Aryan experiment, so
yeah, and like originally it was just like innocent little stuff, but he's like sort of gradually ratcheting it up.
I don't think
I think it's kind of like
he doesn't mean anything by it. I'm pretty sure. Like I can tell. Like
he's doing it for controversy.
He's not like going all tequila on it. Where
he's
like
handing
she's
it
actually
up now
doing Hitler
because
sign.
yeah, like they had a few big articles out on him, like saying he was an actual Nazi. So now I think he's just doing it as a fuck you, like for kicks. And
yeah, he's like baiting the media.
Yeah. Did you see that thing where he made the Fiverr videos and he made the kids
I saw
do
that
the
one. That was the one that got him in a lot of hot water with the media.
Well, he didn't think they were going to do it. Like the look on his face, you could tell was genuine, that he was just like, holy shit, sorry. I didn't know. And I guess they're back up on Fiverr though, because they got taken down. He made them say something like, he made them write out on a scroll of paper. They're these two little Indian boys, and they were dancing around, and they laughed a bunch at the beginning of the video, which wasn't supposed to be a part of it, but I appreciated it. And they held up this sign while unscrolling it and laughing, and it said "Death to all Jews" on it, and it said "Subscribe to Keemstar." And
that's funny as shit.
It's hilarious. Watch that video. It's absolutely 100% gold. And he was so like he had like some benign propositions for people on Fiverr, and like they wouldn't do it because they knew he was like trolling them. But these guys fucking did the worst thing you could do.
After that video, which was like the main one that people criticized him for, he made another one, and at the end, he obviously ordered this video, although he didn't say he ordered it. But he played this video of Tyrone, the black guy who does Fiverr videos.
I love that dude.
Of Tyrone saying Hitler did nothing wrong.
Well, he's just trying. He's just doing it at this point.
Sorry.
He's going with it. I fucking love it because fuck everybody. Everything's ridiculous right now. I fucking love it.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I ordered a Fiverr video from the Jesus guy.
See, you're helping. He's helping.
I've always been
PewDiePie
on the
ordered a video from
Markiplier
Jesus too.
Axis side to the debate, so I wouldn't know about PewDiePie's involvements with the Nazi powers.
What I've found funny are all of the Mike Pence with like electricity coming from him memes that have been coming out.
Oh, I love those.
They've been pretty funny.
The
I
Trump
saw the
ones
where
with
it's like,
glowing
"Mike,
eyes.
hit the battery."
Yeah, it's oh my god. It is such a weird period that we're living in. I mean, like
fucking understatement of the current year, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Oh,
somebody said something funny. There was I think this was a meme floating around. It's like has anybody ever noticed? It's like does it feel like we're in an alternate reality? Isn't it weird that they had that like weird quantum dark matter collider that came out right around the same time? Like
a simulation theory.
I swear down. I'm sorry when I hear people literally saying stuff like "can't be racist towards white." I swear down, I'm just like, what the fuck? What happened? When did everything go from like we will not judge people by the color of their skin?
Yeah.
Well, if you're white,
Well,
we can.
what
no,
it is,
and half the time it's white people saying that. Like, did you see the footage of there's like a white woman talking shit to like
Yeah,
and she's
I
like
thought
and
America
she's
fucking, oh.
she's like, yeah, you're a fucking white male, so you suck. And he's like, you don't know anything about me. You're a racist.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't be racist. Because you're a white male. And she's like, I can't be racist because I'm not a white male or something. Like it's like you're a white woman. You're a white woman.
That's the guy who gave the world the Carl the Cuck and ate Skrillex.
Oh,
yeah, that's
I remember when it was announced, the Tuesday that it was announced, because I was at the Stud in San Francisco for a show there, and everyone was like freaking out, but I said, you know, this is the state that elected not one but two actors governor, so we really should not be that surprised that like a fucking celebrity got this amount of power. We elected Ronald Reagan and Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger governor.
yeah.
Also, I feel like it was purely a response to all the shit happening on the Democratic side, which I've been a Democrat. Well, actually, technically, I've been an independent, but now in New York, I have to register as a Democrat. I've always leaned left, and I'm still left, but I hate everyone on both sides now. And yeah, it was basically the DNC who forced Hillary on the people who just didn't have the support behind her that got Trump elected.
Well, and then tried to say you better vote for her or else.
Oh yeah,
It's very strange predicament. I was gonna say something about I was just gonna talk about how cringy the Ashley Judd speech was.
I didn't hear it.
I didn't catch that one.
Oh my god, it's the cringiest thing ever. We have to actually look at it because it's so cringy. It's almost as bad as the woman who is the Democrat that was talking about how she's going to she's giving a speech about how she's going to shut up and listen.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I'm so fucking sick of this shit. Oh yeah,
you can play it back through with the sound.
What?
Are you able to play back through with the sound? Like
I can do that.
Do it.
Okay, well, you pull
for a
that
little
up.
bit of cringe. Why not?
I'm gonna go pee and not in a cup because now I'm on camera. I'll be right back.
Okay, so let me see.
I thought people pee in a cup only when they're on camera. But, that's the life I live.
Okay, so I don't know if we can watch the whole thing, but it is So funny.
You playing Sky? I think you were playing Skyrim for a while.
Ashley! My name is Ashley Judd.
Ashley Judd is
and
here.
I am a feminist.
Oh,
And I want to say hello to Independence Avenue in the back, all the way down to 17th Street.
I hate
Wow.
one already.
And I bring you words from Nina Donovan, a 19-year-old in Middle Tennessee, and she.
And just so you know, I'm gonna just keep playing this because I don't care if this video gets demonetized because I'm not really gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a publicly listed one anyway.
No, C-SPAN is fine.
Okay.
Given me the privilege of telling you what she has to say. I am a nasty woman. I'm not as nasty as a man who looks like he bathes in Cheeto dust.
what?
Oh,
Trump.
Oh, whoa, that's a new one. That's a new joke. No one ever said dust. Like,
bathed in Cheeto dust. What the?
What is that a reference to?
Him being
Looks
orange.
Donald
he
Trump's
looks like a Cheeto. They call him a Cheeto.
He looks orange.
Oh,
Because he has a bad spray tan, and
okay.
it makes you look orange.
Yeah, everybody on the left has been calling him a Cheeto for like the past 6 months because they really care about not body shaming people because they're such great people.
Wonderful.
Diss track to America. Electoral.
Oh my God, she's like
States
this crap.
contaminating this national anthem. I'm not as nasty as Confederate flags being tattooed across my city. Maybe the South actually is gonna rise again. Maybe for some, it never really fell. Blacks are still in shackles and graves just for being black. Slavery has been reinterpreted as the prison system in front of people who see melanin as animal skin. I am not as nasty.
And who did? I mean, like,
Who the fuck?
mass incarceration happened on Bill Clinton's watch mostly. So, just for the record,
And Hillary Clinton was the one. And Hillary Clinton was the one that BLM was saying they were attacking her for having the super predators quote,
yeah,
and was the one who was like, "Oh, we gotta lock them up."
yeah.
It reminds me of when she says melanin. It reminds me of that Black Lives Matter quote from Opal Tometi, who's one of the founders of BLM in America, and she says, "What is it? Melanin? If white people are in melanin spaces, they need to learn to take orders for fucking Jesus Christ."
Yeah.
God.
Oh my God. Talk about divisive. It's like, I realize that like we've never had a chance to lead, so we don't actually know how to lead. But like I promise you, we'll be really, really good leaders because we don't know how. And that is why. Like that's the entire basis of intersectionality. It's like, look, you privileged white people, you have all the education and you've had all the power, so let us have a turn. Let us have a chance. It's like, you wouldn't say that on an airplane. You wouldn't say, hey, I've never got a chance to land this airplane. Please let me land this
Yeah.
But that's the entire basis of
As a swastika painted on a pride flag. And I didn't know devils could be resurrected, but I feel Hitler in these streets. A mustache.
Sorry, you feel Hitler in these streets? Do you have a close spiritual relationship with him or something?
Oh, I feel the great spirit of Hitler coming towards me.
She's a country singer, right?
Hallelujah.
I don't fucking know. The Judds are like some like dynasty of like I imagine them like they have some big fucking mansion in Nashville and like there's like 20 of them or something.
I'm looking it
The
up.
last thing
Say so, but I'm waiting for it to be, the angels will be coming down and
Yeah,
angels
one
will
of them was running
she
for
was
politics.
Well, last thing I heard Ashley Judd was in was the Cinema Snob did a thing about she was in some like religious Elvis movie and she played like their version of Elvis's mom or something like that, and Ray Liotta's her husband, And that was
Okay.
like really the last thing she was in, and then she's here.
She's the daughter of a country music singer, and
This
sister
speech,
who's a country music singer.
this
she-
speech comes across on the same level of like the cringiest right-wing wacko in maybe the 90s after Bill Clinton got reelected in 1996. Like, you can imagine I don't know who would have, like if like Ted Nugent or something like went like
Ted Nugent.
Nugent.
That's hilarious.
Am I supposed to be familiar with how to pronounce his name? I'm sorry.
Nougat.
You pronounce it like he's a
Nugent.
chocolatey treat.
Yeah, exactly.
Ted
Nougat.
Nugent.
Nougat.
It's like if that dude delivered some speech in the 90s, you can imagine how cringy it probably was. This is every bit as cringy, and yet people are like, cool, it's the feminist. Ah!
Do you know how you can get arrested, I think, in Canada now if you get like someone's gender wrong or something, like if you mispronoun them? Can you imagine when that starts becoming like you said my name wrong, bitch? Like, can you imagine if that starts to happen at some point? That
Never
you've got my name wrong,
mispronounce.
you've misidentified me. Fuck me.
I like Ted
Oh,
Nugent. How dare
It's
you?
like the
Spell my name wrong.
With the one
How did
video-
you not know how it's spelled?
the BuzzFeed video where it's like, my name is Momo Pujay or whatever. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, it's like these people have never met an Irish person with an Irish name, because it's like there's a name like Sihanouk, it's pronounced Shinna, or Sorshi is Sirsha.
I
know
know
a
that
guy
from
who
this
was,
one dude on my Twitter.
I was going to say, I knew a guy who was Slovak. Well, his family hails from like Slovakia, and his name was like something like Gimbauchik or something like that, but it's spelled like GZYXCH. And he goes, and I'm like, Gimbauchik? Like, and he was like, yeah, that's how it's spelled. And I was like, GZY, and he's like, yeah, that's how it's spelled. And I was like, can you imagine? But that's what I'm saying. Like, people have some weird spellings.
Yeah,
It's
the
just like-
Slovakian names are crazy.
okay, let's
Not
hear a
my
little more
fault.
of
I
this.
can't pronounce it.
Traded for a toupee. Nazis renamed the cabinet. Electroconversion therapy, the new gas chamber, shaming the gay out of America, turning rainbows into suicide notes.
What the fuck?
That's
She
not
definitely-
exaggerated at all. Like,
This is the worst slam poetry I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Do you know what the worst thing is? She practiced this in the mirror at least 20 times.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
then took
God.
several lines of coke and came on stage.
well, and does she know that like Trump carried a rainbow flag on stage? Like, does she?
Yeah.
Like,
She doesn't care. She doesn't think it's genuine if she knows.
I don't. Yeah, no, I don't think she even knows. I don't think anyone told her. Like,
No.
most people don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was like somebody gave him the rainbow flag,
Well, he
or it was
But
like it
he
was one
like
of the
took
gays
it up
for
on
Trump
stage
gave
and
him it.
like
Someone handed
yeah,
it to him,
that's
and he
what
held it
happened.
out.
But he
That was
embraced
empty.
it and like
That
put
wasn't
it
a
up.
rally. That was the Republican convention. It wasn't so much a rally either. That took a lot of balls.
Yeah, it was also a move though. It was also a power play on Trump's part to like
Well, it wasn't staged. He actually got handed
Oh
it. to
no
him
no
and
no
held
no
it
no
up.
no no! It wasn't. I wasn't saying that. I'm sorry. I was just saying that like he took it as an
The fact he
opportunity.
embraced it takes
Yeah.
away their narrative, and they won't actually acknowledge that. That's what you're trying to say, basically.
Yeah.
And I
I'm
understand that as
curious.
well.
I'm curious. Does anybody know? Is conversion therapy like totally illegal?
I don't think it is.
Because
Like,
I
there's
know
some
that there
people
are
that
places-
I think
Have you
it's
ever-
state by state.
I've met
There
people
are
though who have gone through
places-
conversion therapy who wanted to. They wanted to, and I was like, "Did you not grow up in a religious household or something?" And they're like, "No, just what I wanted to." It always felt weird to them to. I don't know. Maybe it's like a form of dysphoria or something, but they were just like, "No, I always felt like it was just wrong in their own head to be like, I don't know. I don't understand that, but they went through the therapy and they've paid for it themselves."
yeah, because I mean, I don't think it's necessarily if it is illegal to even have happen. If people do want to go through it, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, as long as they're over the age of consent, then
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't agree with
Exactly.
it being forced upon them because
right,
of
right.
religious, like.
like those troubled teen camps of like,
Pray the gay away.
those
That
places
sort of
where
thing.
it's legal, where it's like legal to basically, they hire you to basically kidnap your kid, and there are stories of kids being sent there just because they were gay. And
Oh,
like
that happened in
for no other reason.
That happened in The Sopranos.
Oh shit.
And actually, it happened to my friend Lyra. She's a transgender friend of mine that comes on my stream sometimes. She had to go to some sort of fucked up like Bible fucking conversion like camp where they basically shame you for being gay the whole time. But
Did it help?
Acorn said in her suicide note in her Tumblr post was like that her parents tried sending her to one of those places because she was trans.
Pray the gay away.
Yeah, pray the
Yeah.
gay. It's retarded. It's just like fuck it. I can't stand that sort of shit. It's I see it as like, because most of the time you see these Christian families sending the kids off, and I see it as child abuse. It really is a form of child abuse to do that to your child. Like, let your child do whatever they're going to do. If they're going to be transgender, if they're going to go their own way, regardless of what you do. You should just allow them to do that in that respect. Like, you can, like, obviously there's certain morals and stuff that you're going to give to your child from a point of view if it becomes like, don't rob stuff and shit, but it's a completely different thing. And when it comes down to how they're going to be sexually, that's totally their shtick, and you have to just accept them the way they are. I can't stand these people who just go, we need to send them to a camp now because they're not the way we want them to be. You're just as bad as those people who go, I'm going to force my kids to go to like acting school and stuff so they can get on adverts and stuff. Like, fucking hell. Like,
Worse.
It's kind of worse.
Like beauty pageants, like sort of mums and stuff.
Yeah. But then at the same time, as Cog, as you know, like, it doesn't just come from the religious right. The feminists are trying to say that gay men are fucking sexual predators that are assaulting women all the time.
I know, it's fucked up.
yeah.
It's fucking
Gay
weird.
white men.
Weird.
Gay white
Or I
men
saw
are the new
something where it
targets.
was like, or the reason why gay men watch porn is because they like seeing men in traditional female roles, which obviously is what I see whenever I look at porn. I'm like, this is so hot because that should be a woman there instead of a man, not because I like watching two dudes.
But there's feminist.
Sorry, it's homophobia though. When you say that gay men are going to be misogynistic towards women and grope them in a sexual manner, it's homophobic. Because as a man, when I used to go out with friends and stuff like that, obviously it was like there was definitely a year of transitioning and stuff where the gay community was coming out. There was gay pride ceremonies, and I didn't really see a problem with it because I never understood this thing. Like, obviously when you were in school and stuff, everyone's like, "Oh, you're gay, everything's gay," and that was just like, and I was just like, why does everyone not like? I don't understand what the issue is with someone having sex with whoever they want to. I don't get that. So when I went to college and went to like gay clubs and stuff, it was like because I had brothers who obviously are older than me, so they are still from an earlier age where they are quite homophobic. They're like, oh no, they might try and grope you up and stuff, and I was like, that's ridiculous. That's like saying you're going to try and grope every woman because you're attracted to women. That's how retarded that is. Like that, and it came to that point where that's what it is. So if you're going to think that men are going to just grope you because they're men, it's the same thing. But if they're gay men, is that not a form of homophobia?
No, in fairness, there are gay bars that you can go to. Steven can attest. You go to the fucking Powerhouse, or you go to the Hole in the Wall. You go to either the like the Soma bars in San Francisco. You likely will get groped, but you know it. Yeah.
I don't know.
But
that's the thing.
yeah,
like when I go in there, I don't really give a shit because it's like, if anyone tried to do anything further than that, it's just like, dude, I'm not gay. Like, if you're gonna dance near me, also, I'm not really fucking arsed because usually it's like that on a dance floor anyway. Like, if you've been in a mosh pit or something like that, or a punk pit where you're fighting and bumping into each other, I don't give a shit about my body contacting another person's. I've never had it given a fuck about that, so it doesn't really. I've never understood that. If someone's literally getting to the point where they're trying to, I'm like, whoa, I'm straight. I'm just dancing. That you don't need to like try and grab it. That's cool. If someone tried to do that, but it rarely happens when you go out. People, it's I don't know. Maybe it's just around here in Manchester, but it's like if I go to a gay bar, like, and I go out with friends and stuff who are gay and a couple of girls and stuff like that. Some people may think that you're gay initially because obviously you're in a gay bar and you're a man, so they'll think initially, yeah, you might be gay, and it's stupid to not think they would. But the moment I said to a gay guy, no, I'm straight, like they're just like, all right, cool. No issue. Some guys do try it on they're like because you straight fucking care. But like, no, I'm straight. Buy me a drink, but I'm straight.
I used to hang out with gay guys just to pick up chicks. It's a great time.
Wait.
I
How does
always
that work?
remember that if you're
I
a
do
straight
that.
guy and you work as a bartender at a gay bar, you will always get the most tips.
Oh yeah, fucking damn
Because
right.
all the
you
gay
will.
guys think that they'll be the one that will try to get you.
Flippers. I've had a couple of those.
So I want to watch a little bit more of this cringy speech,
Yeah.
and I just want to remind everybody
Okay, yeah.
with speeches like this around, like everybody that is still young enough to be open-minded to be forming their opinions. What the fuck is that? Everybody who is open-minded enough to be forming their identity and their opinions of the world, they watch speeches like this and they're like, okay, there's no way I'm going to be a feminist. Like, this is fucking so
Sorry.
I hope
uncool.
so.
Oh, so fucking. She looks stressed out. Look at
This
this.
is like if your aunt got drunk and got on the karaoke machine. Like this is and like started doing Captain and Tennille.
just imploded
Like
on the stage.
equivalent.
Okay, let's keep going.
I don't know if I can make it.
As racism, fraud, conflict of interest, homophobia, sexual assault, transphobia,
Oh god.
supremacy, misogyny, ignorance, white
Pause it.
privilege.
Ding, ding, ding. Just got fucking
And paper
demonization
trails.
bingo. Sorry, I fucking love
Yeah,
saying that.
yeah.
Demonization bingo. It's exactly what it is. It's demonization bingo. If you ever get someone who lists off that you're a xenophobic, misogynistic, homophobic, all that bullshit for no fucking reason other than I voted Trump or something like that, it's just demonization bingo. It's just it literally they ream it off to try and take it. It's to kind of say it's to push you into that corner and go, oh, you're the part of society we should listen to. You're the cancer, and it's like, no, you're the fucking cancer. Well, I said I support Trump. I'm not even fucking American, but apparently I'm a racist xenophobic for saying that. Yeah, I don't see an issue with Trump winning because I don't like the idea of America going to war with fucking Russia and Syria because Britain will obviously get fucking dragged into that shit.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Sorry about that.
Fucking
Like,
so,
I don't
yeah.
like Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter at all, but I'm fucking sick of defending him before he's done anything. Like,
They
it's
push
like,
so
can I go
hard.
back to hating
Yeah.
Trump because all you guys are making stupid points that about things that he hasn't even done, and I'm over here like, well, you can't say that, and then people are like, oh, you're a Trump supporter. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't like the guy.
I just would
Honestly, I
appreciate you
don't.
don't lie. Like,
It's like
you have to.
I hate
You don't have to.
defending people against things that haven't happened when I genuinely don't support Trump. I do not like him.
Yeah.
But I'm made
Yep.
to be seen like I do because I'm saying like, what the fuck are you talking about automatically? And like, I'm a Nazi now. I can be punched, I guess. I guess I'm fair game.
It's because
like-
you're not falling in line, basically.
Eh,
Oh, it's because you're not out in the streets like smashing Starbucks windows. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, come on.
Let's hear a
These
little bit more of
factions
this
now.
cringy ass cringe.
I'm not as nasty as using little girls like Pokemon before their bodies have even developed. I am not as nasty.
Wait, what the fuck is
Pokemon.
that?
Did she
Go,
just say something
Ashley.
about
Come on, get with
Pokemon
the
before their
times.
bodies develop?
Wait. Did whoever wrote this speech for her write the same script like shit for Hillary Clinton? I've got to ask that. Someone who's
Like, wait,
obsessed
what
with
did-
Pokemon
what-
know it.
Can we let's just hear that line again? Because like that was a crazy
Was it Pokemon?
allegation. Like here, wait, let's play it again.
I'm not as nasty as using little girls like Pokemon before their bodies have even developed. I am not as nasty as your own daughter being your favorite sex symbol.
What? What did that even? Was that just like too metaphorical for anyone else? Like you're using little girls as Pokemon, putting them in balls? What the fuck you want? I don't know what you mean. Fighting them against each other? I don't understand. Like, oh my head.
Jesus, that's just
What does that mean?
like is there any like I hope that at least a good 10% of this crowd is like, holy shit, this bitch is crazy. Like, you know, like I can imagine being at this rally with my mom and my mom turning to me and taking off her hat, being like, oh my god, we gotta go.
I can imagine Chris Reagan walking on stage right now with his bottle of bleach, just going, fuck this shit, downing it, just like, this is mental. Like, you're watching a woman literally have a breakdown on stage, and these people are like, yeah, because you're female feminism. Like, that's it.
What is she talking
She said
about?
she's a feminist.
I'm
Let's
so
just cheer when she has an
confused.
upward inflection. That's it. When she has an upward inflection or stop, let's cheer. That's all it seems to be. She said she's a
feel
feminist. Just cheer.
I feel like the preamble to this didn't have anything to do with what she just said, and it
No,
came out
it's-
of left field, and I'm so
Play that again.
confused, but
I
in a
really wanna
very
hear that again.
tickled way. I'm very-
Girls like Pokemon before their bodies have even developed. I am not as nasty as your own daughter being your favorite sex symbol.
It's your own daughter. Right, okay. So let's break this down. Let's break this down.
Wait,
Let's break this down.
she keeps going though.
Is
No,
that
I can break
supposed
that
to
bit down
be
now.
Like your
So-
Trump and
so-
Ivanka's relationship?
No. Babies before they're even born. I think that she's trying to say. Before they've had time to develop or something. I like Pokemon. That's what
Yeah,
you
but
use them
your
like, and then he
own
talks about his
daughter
attraction
being
to his own
your
daughter.
Symbol.
Yeah. You're attracted to your own daughter. I think that's what she's trying to say in that. It's really
Who?
metaphorical.
Trump?
Like it's so fucking slam poetry fucking esque. Like,
And she's,
oh, God.
she's referring to, there was one time that Trump said that Ivanka was good looking and that if it wasn't his daughter, he would maybe date her or something like
Which
that.
is gross, to be
Yeah,
fair.
it is. It
That's
is.
fucking
It is.
disgusting.
It is gross, but it's not like you don't get to say that your daughter because he said that. Then his daughter is his favorite sex symbol. Like that's a little
Yeah.
bit of a stretch. Like
Is that what she was saying, though? Is that
Yeah, that's exactly
supposed
what
to be
she
talking
said.
about Trump and Ivanka? Or
that's
Ivana?
that's what she
Ivanka?
just said. Here, she'll say it again. Listen.
developed. I am not as nasty as your own daughter being your favorite sex symbol.
Like that's
That's
What?
putting an entirely new spin on it. It was just kind of like, don't say that. That's kind
Yeah.
of weird too.
But-
Like,
To defend Trump, his quotes were he respects his daughter because she's smart, intelligent, and very driven. And then he
Yeah.
put after that, and she's very beautiful.
yeah.
That's what he was saying.
okay,
And
yeah,
like,
I could see it in that context. But
Yeah,
the
see, I've-
sound bites,
every
that
time
make
I've-
sense.
If you're in the public eye, you shouldn't ever say anything about like maybe I date my daughter. Like that's just
Oh.
not a
Have you
good
seen?
idea.
Have
But
you listened
almost
to Trump?
every but like that's not a completely uncommon thing for dads to say about their daughters being beautiful. Like
I
like
hate it.
I used to I used to have when I was in school growing up. My mum obviously, my mum worked in the same school as me with my dad, and she knew the teachers. And I remember one of the teachers one day going like, he'll be a heartbreaker one day." Does that mean that she's saying that I'm good looking and that like
Yeah,
dating perspective? So
Mm.
yeah, so it like I don't know. I saw it kind of like it's like yeah, she's a good looking like why not? Like it's one of those things. It's really weird because I can kind of understand it as a compliment. But at the same time, it just wouldn't be the way I'd phrase it.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyways, I think I gotta take off, guys.
Oh, is that
Gotta get
Andrew?
some work done. Yeah. I've been on mute for like the last 10 minutes or something. But
Oh, okay.
anyways, yeah.
Well,
See you guys
bye,
later.
Andrew.
All right.
See
later.
ya.
But to then like conflate that to like well turn it into sex symbol like you wank over every
Yeah.
night. You've got posters on your wall of it. Like what the fuck?
Well,
Like,
and one of the big things that I've heard from people that are I would say sort of insider pundits towards the Trump administration, like Milo and I'm not sure if there's a real connection here, but I feel like Karen Strawn. Do you guys know who that is?
Yeah.
The men's rights activist. She I mean she's definitely the men's rights movement really, really likes her a lot. And I think Trump is going to, Trump's administration is going to favor the men's rights movement. And she is what Milo and her and the Honey Badgers, they're all talking about how these people that are just willing to say and do anything, like they will literally just lie through their teeth and exaggerate. There should be, Trump was talking about journalists being held accountable for libel and things more. It's regardless of whether this should happen or not, there's going to be a point where these people are just saying crazy shit, like accusing Trump of incest and stuff, and they're going to get in trouble for
They're
that.
already doing it.
Yeah. So let's hear some
Or
more.
are those people saying that like Barron Trump's gonna be killing cats or whatever?
Yeah, like
That fucking pisses me off so much.
they're calling him fucking Prince Joffrey and shit. Like
And also saying he's mentally retarded, which I don't believe he is. And if you're a child growing up in the public eye, getting told you're retarded, what do you think everybody at school is going to say to you? You're retarded. He's going to grow up being bullied, which is supposedly like a big leftist thing, anti-bullying.
Yeah, no, they're calling him
a 10-year-old
autistic and stuff. And it's really messed up.
They said he's a future date rapist. As a Trump supporter, I will say though, he does look kind of medicated.
I don't care what he looks like. You don't make fun of a 10-year-old. Like,
No,
unless
you
he's
don't.
like actually doing something, you don't make fun of a 10-year-old's looks. Like, I have a lot of left-leaning people. I have friends in my family who have marched in the women's march, and I kind of shut up because I don't want to stir the pot over any of those things. But they started saying Barron was autistic, and I was like, fuck you. You're making fun of a 10-year-old kid. Like, have some self-respect. Like, it's like,
there's just
those same people came out against the people that went after Obama's children too.
of course. And I haven't seen nearly as much. I don't know if it's just because I was in that circle about Obama's children.
No,
I haven't seen anything about them.
The double standards from people in general, but it's just amazing to see the left do it, because the left has such a, like, they have this act of being kind and compassionate, and then they're just these vicious. It happens to me all the time on Facebook. I get into a disagreement with people, and like I say something, I'm like, well, what would be okay? Somebody's like, Trump is so horrible. I hate him. Blah 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 blah. Can we all just say fuck Trump? And I say, could you be more specific? Like, he actually canceled the TTP. And people will be like, not today, white devil. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but I just want to talk about this. And they're like, no, shut up. You're horrible. And they're just insult me. And then after like 5 or 6 insults, I say one condescending thing. I'm like, okay, don't you have like twerking practice to go back to or something, just something stupid. And they'll be like, whoa, that's really uncalled for. Did you say that to her because she's black? You're totally racist. And it's like, what the, like they
think they have a monopoly on compassion. So
exactly, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, they think they can dictate what is appropriate, what isn't, and everything is just driven by emotions at this point.
Meanwhile, I just don't see it from their side as well, because they're not being compassionate. They're being ideologic and
emotional.
The only compassion, no, it's not even like purely emotion. It's ideology driven. It's like, okay, you're a good person if you follow our subset of rules. It's like a religion.
As long as you punch the right person.
Yeah, then it's awesome.
Yeah. Let's hear more of this crazy shit.
Okay.
Like your wet dreams infused with your own genes, but yeah, I'm a nasty woman. A loud, vulgar, proud woman. I'm not nasty. Like the combo of Trump and Pence being served up to me in my voting booth. I'm nasty like the battles my grandmothers fought to get me into that voting booth. I'm nasty like the fight for wage equality.
Am I the only one that's like just thinking like, I really wish that you couldn't vote?
Like, I'm just thinking how much I wish this was Patti Smith doing this speech or something like this, because she could have done this speech. She could have done this same speech, and you would have just been like, "Fuck yeah!" Because it's fucking Patti Smith, and she's amazing at delivering anything. But like,
I don't know. I think that I would have actually shot myself if I saw Patti Smith do this speech, because I would have been like.
Well, I mean, like she doesn't have to get as rambling, but like if they gave her the stage instead.
Oh, and it was her own speech, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
She's trying to be. She's trying
not
to be
these words. I
failing.
think these words on anyone just doesn't work. Right?
No, I don't think anybody could pull this off.
I can't listen to it without laughing. Like, I'm just like, as soon as she starts speaking, and I'm just like,
We're not even
Where
halfway
did the
through.
nasty woman thing come from? Did like Trump call somebody a nasty woman? Is that where it comes from, or what?
I don't
I don't
think.
know.
No
Why did they
idea.
Yeah, he said that Hillary Clinton was a nasty woman that had given a very nasty campaign or something, which is true. I mean, that is actually what happened. Like she ran that campaign like she was Cruella DeVille. Like,
Yeah.
Whoever the organizers were for her, I hope they're fired and we'll probably never ever get another job again.
At least
they're
Debbie
probably
Wasserman
fucking being
Schultz is
tortured
gone.
to death in Guantanamo Bay or something.
Yeah, they failed horribly.
Yeah. There was a meme I saw with Debbie Wasserman Schultz at the fucking women's march, and someone took a picture of her like, look at Debbie out here, like she didn't cause all this shit.
Yeah, I saw that too.
But did
Prince,
you guys
I
see?
think a lot of us, I think we both have like a lot of the same types on our Facebook pages, which is why I can't I'm still in hiding over there. Like, they all know my YouTube, but nobody ever fucking goes to it, so they don't care. But yeah, I have a lot of SJWs on my Facebook who I know in real life.
That's kind of like how I think because it was I got to a point where I had so many people like there was somebody I can't write. She told me she became a feminist because I was like, why'd you turn to? She went, I need feminism because some guy who once threw something at her and called her a ginger cunt. And I was like, what's that got to do with your gender? What's that got to do with being a woman? Like, and he was like, oh, because it's the abuse that men do to women. It's real in society. I was like, oh, for fuck. That sounds really fucking rare. Like some proper drunk person.
Toxic masculinity.
Oh, fuck her. This is what I mean. And so I decided, because she blocked me, and I was like, fuck it, this is so funny. I'm going to put the DMs on, like, I'll just post them. And people were like, this is hilarious. You should like, they were like, I like your debate style and stuff and how you talk to people. You should do videos like this. And I was just like, yeah, fuck it, why not? I know how to do video editing. So
I just came across an order or a news article: Trump to sign executive order ending Syrian refugee program. So that's gone into place.
What is it?
It's a Trump to sign executive order ending Syrian refugee program.
So no
To
more
America?
Syrian refugees.
Yeah, hold on. From the order will also block visas being issued to people from Iraq, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. So it's the White House new policy on refugees to be imposed a multi-month ban on hostile Muslim majority countries until administration officials can properly identify and vet all incoming migrants.
Huh.
Yeah. So here it says the Obama administration has resettled 13,000 Syrian refugees in the United States beginning in 2016, an increase of 675% over the same 10-month period in 2015.
Resettling them?
Wait, let's bring that up. Let's see if she mentions anything about Islamophobia, because she probably will get to it at some point. We have almost half of her.
Come on. Bring it on.
Scarlett Johansson, why were the female actors paid less than half of what the male actors earn?
Oh yeah. This is She has to make it a little bit about herself for a second.
I love that thing
Literally what
that
it's like.
Autistic
Arquette,
screeching?
the person who made that speech at the Oscars, what was her name?
Patricia Arquette.
Patricia Arquette. Someone did a thing where they showed her net worth versus her brother David Arquette's net worth, and he had done way more films than she had. Her net worth is still way more than his.
Yeah.
It all depends in Hollywood. It all depends on star power, what position, what role you're in the movie, how much screen time you have, how many hours you put in. But it's mainly like your it factor at the time.
It's your box office
fluctuating.
draw. It's
How
how much money you can make.
fluctuating.
Fucking, Day, I apologize. I realize you're a white woman, but fucking, there's so many white women that they think that the world owes them something for being a woman, and
Don't apologize.
you know what I'm saying though. They will
Yeah.
think, no matter how fucking much they got, they still
Why is
think
there
they deserve
music?
more.
I
What
mean-
voice is it? Who?
That's Steven.
Steven. I'm gonna mute you.
I muted him.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's hear a little bit more of this shit.
Okay.
Last year, democracy. Even when we do go into higher paying jobs, our wages are still cut with blades sharpened by testosterone. Why?
Bullshit.
Oh my god, this is hilarious.
That's such a bullshit. I hate that fucking argument because a businessman worries about the bottom line. If he thinks he could fire all of his male employees and just to garner an extra 10%, he would do that. He would hire all fucking women to save whatever this hypothetical figure is. That pisses me off so much.
Razor blades and testosterone. Sorry.
I want
into higher paying jobs, our wages are still cut with blades sharpened by testosterone. Why?
Oh yeah, razor
is
sharpened by
the burden of a black woman and a
I just
worth only 54 cents of a white man's privileged daughter. This is not a feminist myth. This
It's not a myth.
Yeah, if you know what, you're really reassuring.
It's not a myth.
your delivery is really bad. This is not a feminist myth.
And it's like, oh yeah, you really seem like the fucking, the factual feminist right here. Like, you move over, Christina Hoff Sommers. Like,
Blasphemy.
Steven, you got
music
loud
so?
music in the background again.
Why?
Because
All I'm thinking about right now is
Steven, you gotta get your music off.
fucks.
Yeah.
Here we go. What are you doing upside down, Steven?
Okay.
I'm getting a little drunk.
So, okay, let's hear some more of this.
Go on.
equality. So we are not here to be debunked. We are here to be respected. We are here to be nasty.
Like,
What does that even mean?
This makes me feel bad about being a woman. Like,
No.
this makes
you feel
me
bad about sharing the earth with women.
like I feel so embarrassed.
I still like chips.
Oh my god.
I feel like I'm
Get
gonna
out of here, Mom.
I'm gonna fucking call up angry MGTOW and we're gonna talk. I mean,
Maybe MGTOW's right.
I'm MGTOW.
I'm totally MGTOW at this point.
Oh my god.
After watching this, I'm going to turn to a MGTOW monk.
I'm MGTOW with my girlfriend.
I'm MGTOW with my boyfriend. we just all need to be hermits.
On my bed sheets.
wait, what the fuck? Hold up. We gotta hear that again. Like your what stains?
Nasty. Like my blood stains on my bed sheets. We don't actually choose if and when to have our periods. Believe me, if we could, some of us would.
What the fuck?
Well, sorry. No, wait. Is she saying that like she just randomly goes, "Oh, great, I bleed at this time of the month"? Like she has it at random times of the month. Does she have
This
it like
is-
on the 4th one month, and then she's got it on the 28th on the next month?
Her period now patriarchy. Like, it's that.
To be fair, periods can come unexpectedly, but what the fuck are you talking about? Why is this in your political speech?
Well,
Why
what
is
Happening
this a
in sleep,
problem?
though.
Take it up with biology.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Like, when
I
she,
get blood.
like,
How
like
much? What the fuck?
her next line, she's gonna be like, "And my bras don't always fit me right. Thank you, Victoria's Secret, for not really completely fitting my boobs. My boobs are uneven. One of them is smaller than the other, and I cannot find a bra."
definitely
Thank
designed
you,
by a
patriarchy, for
man.
this. Thank you, patriarchy, for the pearl necklace you've given me that I'm floating right now. Yeah, loving that stuff.
That is a fucking Claire's accessory fucking necklace.
It's a
Yeah,
Marge
no.
Simpson necklace.
I hate this bitch. I hate her.
I-
never know.
I'm thoroughly entertained by this, actually. Like, and she puts
It's
on
so
the
fucking
accent like
hilarious.
half the time, the southern accent,
Yeah.
like just a smidge.
I mean, this is gonna go down in history as like one of the funniest things ever. And
I've never seen this before, and I really enjoy it. But like,
I may have
you
to
know the
just do a
way.
video on this just because it's so funny. Just laughing at it. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't even want to respond to it. I just want to laugh at it.
I never want to see this video again in my life.
But I mean, like, imagine like a time capsule. Like, we come back to this in 10 years and like show people like, what the hell?
What if aliens dig this up
so
1,000 years from now and think this is how people actually fucking thought?
They'll be like, "What are
Fucking-
periods?"
What's going on here? Who are these people? No wonder they got
Blood on
an
bed
extinct.
sheets. What are bed sheets?
What are bed sheets? Let's get through this.
Away our favorite pairs of underpants. Tell me, why are pads and
Wait, hold on.
Tampax
Look at this dude.
With his yawn in his fucking head.
He's like, what is going on? This bitch is crazy.
He just showed up for the checks, and now he's getting preached to.
He's like, look
why
at this.
are pads and Tampax still tax goods? Why?
Because they're fucking goods sold in a
His
store.
fucking like jaw dropped open.
Okay, pause it.
His girlfriend
hate
fucking
this thing. Pads and tampons are taxed because they are goods and services sold by companies. Like, it's like, why is food taxed? We need it to live. It's like, yeah, everything's fucking taxed. Why do we get an exception? It's an exception to the rule. It's not like you don't want to follow the rules. You want special privileges because you have a
I mean,
period.
why is my paycheck taxed?
Also,
I need that to live.
Also,
My
look at-
money's a necessity.
It's a sales tax, though. But yeah, it's a sales tax. If you buy condoms at fucking CVS, they're going to be taxed as well. Like,
That's why I don't use it.
Sorry, you guys, look at this sign. It says, "I, a woman's place is in your face." Okay.
I can agree with that.
Now, if some guy were to say a woman's place is on my face, then there would be a problem.
Wait a
I'd
minute,
buy
whoa,
that
did
sign.
that other sign say nasty woman? Was he expecting, was that just like taking the piss out of obviously Trump, or was that just because he was expecting this to happen? This woman to go up and go, I am nasty. I am
he did a
Hillary,
speech ahead of
basically.
time. I want to know where Janet Jackson is, because whenever I hear I'm nasty, I just think of Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Nasty
He's
boys.
probably pissed.
Don't mean a thing.
Janet Jackson should accuse this one of appropriation.
Yeah,
She should sue her for copyright infringement.
Yeah.
you're oppressing a black woman.
I think it was Nasty Girl, though, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Wait,
No, I don't know. Just
Nasty boys. Nasty.
Boys, that's right.
I just think like
Leave it up to me to know that.
Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
Viagra and Rogaine are not is your erection real?
Wait, what is she? That's not true, though. Like,
Rogaine in the store is taxed. If you
Yeah.
buy it off the shelf, if you get it via prescription, no, because it's a fucking prescription.
it hasn't been prescription for a very long time, so.
Yeah, it's over the counter, and over the counter stuff is all taxed. That's why tampons are taxed, condoms are taxed over the counter. You know, Rogaine, Viagra is a prescription, so you don't get taxed on it.
That's dumb.
It's fucking common sense.
Then protecting the sacred, messy part of my womanhood is the bloodstain on my jeans. More embarrassing than the thinning of your hair.
Nope. Nope.
Oh my god.
Nope. 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 Done. Done.
I
Done,
know
bitch.
it is hard to look at your own entitlement and privilege.
Yeah, you know because you have never tried. Like,
Fuck out of here. Get the
Rich
fuck.
white lady who gets to speak at Washington, D.C. rallies.
yeah,
Let me
Going
tell
on.
you about your privilege.
babbling on about how oppressive it is that her fucking period comes on her bed sheets in the middle of the night sometimes.
I
Like, what
hate her. I hate her so much. Fuck yourself. You know what? I don't think I've mentioned this on YouTube at all, but I'm disabled. Like, I have lupus and transverse myelitis. I walk with a cane on, like, if I have to walk anywhere, and that's what I'm oppressed by. And still, it's like my burden to bear. Like, I don't need the system to cater to me, although I wish it was better, because I feel like there's a lot of fraudulent stuff that gets a pass. And like, if I wanted to fake it, I could, but I actually have medical problems. And this bitch is complaining about her tampons and her period and her jeans being bloody. Just fucking have your period like everybody else does. I'm getting drunk and pissed off. Go.
Be afraid of the truth. I am unafraid to be honest. It may sound petty, bringing up a few extra cents. It adds up to the pile of change I have yet to see in my country. I can't see. My eyes are too busy praying to my feet, hoping you don't mistake eye contact for wanting physical contact. Half my life.
Oh, whatever.
Jesus
I
fucking
can't
Christ.
watch any more of this. I'm gonna die.
We have a minute and a half more. Jesus, what is I want her I'm watching the whole thing because I want to hear her bring up Islam. I want to see if she says something about Islam because that would just be the cherry on top.
Please.
I have been zipping up my smile, hoping you don't think I want to unzip your jeans. I am unafraid to be nasty.
Oh, I didn't notice the sign language interpreter over here. But
Oh.
Is it a man?
I want to rewind it a little. I want to see the sign language to unzip your jeans.
Think I want to unzip your jeans. I am unafraid to be nasty because I am like Susan, Elizabeth, Eleanor, Amelia, Rosa, Gloria, Condoleezza, Sonia, Malala, Michelle, Hillary.
Hillary.
Why would you include Condoleezza in that? It
That's
seems
what I was
like
thinking.
Feminist icons are more just like, these people have power and they're women.
And
It started to be feminist, and then it was just Condoleezza. She's a woman.
And also Obama's kids. Like, what have they done? They're just living life as kids.
Yeah.
I like how feminists never bring up Margaret Thatcher.
You know what, guys? I've just found the song that always comes in my head when she's been
Because
saying
Margaret
that all the way
Thatcher was
through.
specifically not a feminist.
Yeah,
all the way through, guys. This is what I've been hearing. That's all I've been hearing all the way through. This
I want to keep going.
Biggie Smalls, yeah.
I'd rather listen to that on repeat for a full day than ever listen to this video again.
That's the song that every time she says that, my head's been like, nasty. Why do people keep saying they're nasty? You've been sat there going, oh, we shouldn't call women bossy. Now we should call women nasty. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I think let's see if it goes on for much longer.
And our pussies ain't for grabbing. Therefore, reminding you that our walls are stronger than America's ever will be. Our pussies.
Wait.
Whoa.
What is she talking about?
What? Where's this going?
Our walls are stronger.
What?
Oh, wait. We got to back it up just a little bit. Sorry.
Than America's ever. Therefore, reminding you that our walls are stronger than America ever will be. Our pussies are for our pleasure. They are for birthing new generations of filthy, vulgar, nasty, proud, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Sikh,
kinda.
you name it, for new generations of nasty women. So if you, nasty woman,
Not bossy people.
She said sink instead of seek. I just wanted to point that out. She said sink instead
Oh
of
shit!
seek.
Yeah, she did.
Sing. I think she was thinking chink, and then she was also thinking seek, and she got mixed up in the middle because she's a racist.
Oh my god. Let's see.
That was that was like a breakdown.
Hold on. We can finish it.
I'm waiting for the.
Of one
Did she
who
mic
is,
drop?
let me hear you say, hell yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah! Say hell yeah! Okay, Mom.
I love you. Thank
I
you.
hate you.
Okay. So that's a funny speech. There's another really, really funny speech that's really short. Well, it's not, this one's not so funny. This is someone that I actually like, but she says something really weird, and I want to show you guys. Monet, woman.
Oh god, someone needs to play that song every time. I feel like going through this video. I do feel like responding to the video and just putting that track in every time she says it.
Okay, this is only 35 seconds long. Janelle Monáe is actually a pretty good music artist.
I only know her from like L'Oreal ad campaigns. Well, she like dances around in tux.
She has a really good she has a cool style. I think she's really cute. I like her style and I like her music pretty well.
And she was in that movie Moonlight. Recently.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw
really
that
good
movie.
in that.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I really liked
good
her.
movie. So but she said some weird shit in this interview. So take a look.
What do you want to come out of March most? What is your ultimate goal?
Well, I hope that unity, us celebrating the things that make us unique, and remembering that we either get there together or we don't get there at all, and just really taking all this energy that we have from the march into our homes and back out into the streets and not letting this be a one-off. I just hope we have enough electricity from this energy to sustain us until we see change.
I like that.
But that's not what I wanted. Okay, I don't know if it's on
I
here.
was about to say, I'm fine with that.
No,
That's
no,
cool.
she at some point, I don't know if this is the well, this is a long one. I'm not gonna show that whole
I have
one.
a clip I can. I was telling Prince about this lady I saw in Sargon's video.
Oh, the bee lady.
Yeah, I found the video. So
okay, yeah. Go on.
All right, let me this lady. All right, let me. I just love that. I want her to show up at every. I want her to show up at every protest, just like Black Lives Matter. I'm concerned about the bees.
Wait, what was that butts thing? Did anybody else see that?
Oh. Fuck, I'm trying to find it.
Do it. You can do it. Do your best.
Equal rights, except for white people. Equal.
Yeah. Fuck them.
I don't know why people don't think that people have equal rights. I don't understand that. Rights. Legally, everyone has equal rights. We have the Equality Act here. So. It's just weird. It's like
I do not have the right to have my period when I want it.
I don't either.
I do not have the right to put a dress on and walk into a certain bathroom. It's a valid point, actually. If I'm wearing a kilt, can I go into a woman's? I identify as a woman for now because it's really packed in the men's.
Like, I'm fine with the bathroom thing, honestly. Like, I don't give a shit.
To be fair, I don't see a shit with it because, like, it's one of those things, actually. I think men's bathrooms are usually less busy than women's, if I'm not wrong.
Also,
Well,
I feel like...
we have urinals, so...
Also, I feel like it wasn't even an issue that needed, like, legality placed on it because anybody who was trans before, like, I don't know, I have trans friends and I would be... like weirded out if they went into the women's bathroom because they're a dude, and like usually they pass. It's not like this gender fluid, like I'm one thing one day, the other thing the other. And also, if someone's going to sexually assault someone, they're going to do it regardless whether they can or can't.
Oh yeah.
Whether they're allowed or not, rapists don't care because they're rapists.
Also, like I've seen like gender neutral bathrooms, which I've never personally really seen an issue with. When if I've been to gay bars and they've got gender neutral bathrooms, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, I've never cared.
Like,
I've been at shows where it's just unisex bathrooms, and I'm like, okay, whatever. The end.
Raquan wants me to talk about black supremacy. I'm not sure how to segue into that, Raquan.
Well, let's just do it.
Are we gonna talk about Ghazi? If we're gonna talk about black supremacy, because that'd be the good one to start with.
We could talk about that fucking like that stupid 94% black women goddamn thing. Supposedly 94% of black women voted for Hillary Clinton, which means you have to do whatever black women say because black women are always right all the time.
Because they didn't vote Trump.
Yeah, but what that really means is that 94% of the black women who actually voted in this election, which is not all that many. So we could
I don't care. The end. No, you guys. Is that supposed to mean something? Is that like a big win for them?
Yeah. Well, it's been a meme. There's like black women sign Clinton. I'm trying to sure. No, I can't seem to find it. Whoa, that's weird. Oh God, what a cringy picture. Here, let me show you guys this. This is funny. With pictures like these, no wonder they all voted for Hillary Clinton.
Oh my God. Who is that? To her left.
I have no idea. It's black woman. Hillary is most reliable voting bloc. Why is everybody spelling block with just a C now?
Block.
I thought there was a K on block, but maybe I'm just
voting block.
I love how I have a writing degree and I don't know these things.
Is it an acronym for something?
I wouldn't think so.
Is it a blockade? Is that what you're talking about?
It's reliable voting block. Yeah. Voting blockade. I don't know.
In fact,
a voting block is in like an office block.
I believe so, like a district or whatever.
Yeah, taking a block. Yeah, it's BLOCK, I think.
Someone in the chat said in politics it's block with a C. I didn't know that. Thank you, Yako Shachi. I probably didn't say that right.
That's weird. I've never seen it spelled that way as far as in politics.
H&R block.
Huh. So, let's see. If you didn't support Clinton, you're race. What else should we talk about?
I don't know. Let's ask the chat. Hey guys.
It'll take them a second to answer because of the delay. I'm gonna check my Twitter, make sure if I.
Yeah, let's see what's up. We have all the time.
That's trending.
I feel like Rick, social justice warrior, is less talkative than usual.
I'm stuffing my face right now. Give me a minute. I just made burritos.
Are you not as drunk as you usually are?
No, I'm sober.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. I'm usually talking shit and calling people faggots.
Yeah. Like, where is it?
No, I'm not tonight.
Let's try and get like super popular people in here.
Someone said Chicago kidnapping. They want us to talk about Chicago kidnapping.
Oh God! Well, what else do we have to say about that?
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Whatever happened to those guys, though? Whatever happened to them? Because it was like big for a couple days and then zip.
Well, they
got arrested, so I think it takes a while for it to go to trial.
Yeah,
like doesn't it take like a year to go to trial for those kind of things?
The judge denied them bail.
I was just about to say, are they out on bail?
Yeah, likely because
well, it was kidnapped.
Because they would likely get killed if they got released.
Maybe not.
Oh.
But what about the kid? What about the guy who was like kidnapped?
Ooh, there's a GoFundMe set up. Let me see how much it's up to right now.
I would support that. That kid's got mental problems. He's gonna be traumatized like extra because of them.
Yeah.
And that guy was supposed to be his friend too.
I also feel bad for that. I felt that it was kind of fucked up that everyone was bringing up that other case of that black kid that got beat up and like they shoved a coat hanger up his ass. But it kind of like it seemed less like they were caring about him and more like they just wanted to bring it up to like discredit the other story. But it kind of seems like, you know,
bad things happen to black people too.
They should still give I know they should still give, but I think they should give that that kid a GoFundMe thing too,
Well,
because yeah, like
what they
If
were
that
what they
happened,
were
I'm
doing
all for
was
that.
what
That's
they were doing
terrible.
was it was the exact same thing that they accuse people who say all lives matter of doing. You know, like people say we know all lives matter, but we're trying to focus on Black Lives Matter. So when you say all lives matter, you're derailing from our movement. And then it's like something happens and they immediately try to derail from it by saying, well, it happened to a Black person.
Yeah.
I had the GoFundMe up right now. $184,000 is raised in 19 days by 5,836 people.
For which
So
one, the
he's-
white guy or the black guy?
The white guy, the Chicago
We
Institute.
should put them both in there. Let people donate if they want. I don't know. I mean, I don't like bad things happening to anybody, no matter what their color.
Duberg,
Yo,
can you
What?
screen share it?
can I what?
Screen share it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure I don't have any porn tabs open.
Yeah, I don't like anything bad happening to anybody, no matter what their skin color. Like, you know, things get broadcast in the news, I believe, more if they're black people these days.
All right. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
That's the victim.
Yay! Oh, that poor little guy.
He doesn't even look all that white. He looks like he could be like slightly mixed.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. He was friends with that guy, like the kind of derpy looking black guy too, who
Well, I
like
heard-
brought him out. Like he was there all weekend, I guess, with him, like sleeping in the van for some reason. And then like he brought him over to his friends and they started like
Well,
fucking with him.
From what I read, they were more of high school acquaintances more so than friends.
Yeah. They lived in the same like suburban town before. And then he went to Chicago or wherever it was.
His parents actually dropped him off at McDonald's. and then
Yeah, that's what I read. And he was supposed to come back after a certain period of time and didn't, but he was actually just hanging out with his friend, which was like all cool and normal.
Yeah.
But then he brought him over to these other people's house and shit got real right quick.
It was the two sisters, and he actually, the downstairs neighbors ended up complaining about the noise.
Yeah.
And the two guys went down to confront the neighbor, and they ended up kicking the door in, and then that's when he actually escaped. They didn't let him go.
And that, it's fucked.
I wonder if they were like, I mean, I know that they were smoking weed, but like if they were fucking smoking crack too, because it's like,
I don't know. I don't care at that point. Like, you're fucking despicable no matter what you're on. Like, I feel like crack would be an excuse for them at this point. Like, oh, we don't know we were on crack. It's like, fuck you. You're a fucking terrible person.
Yeah, I don't care either way. I want them taken out in the street and shot execution style.
I don't want that. I just want
Oh,
I
do.
just want to stop. I just want all to stop because I'm an actual liberal and I hate bad things.
Yeah, you hate bad things, but sometimes there needs to be consequences and people need to be made an example of. And there's proof far beyond a fucking reasonable doubt. There's goddamn video evidence.
Yeah, I want them to be put away for the rest of their lives, but I don't believe in the death penalty.
Fuck that. I want them drug out in the street by their fucking heads and shot.
I can understand that, but that's appealing to emotion as well. So
not really. It's appealing. Just I don't want to share the same planet as those fucking people.
It's emotion.
Yeah, all right. It's emotion. But
it's
very.
Don't act like it's a thing.
But it's very but it's very pragmatic as well. I don't want to pay for them. They're pieces of shit. They're never going to contribute to society. And they're, a matter of fact,
that is
a drain on society
for them.
Well,
because they would be paid for well in prison. I always say, like, if I was homeless, I'd just go to prison. Because then all my shit would be taken care of.
To be fair, like, I don't know, when I got homeless and I just got myself out of it because it was just a case of I can try and you have to work out the system. It's just you've got to go to those places. And all it is asking. What else have you got than asking questions? And people will help you out as long as you just direct with them and tell them what you need and you've got manners. You know what I mean, is it like if you go in there and you're just like, yo, you need somewhere this place, you're not gonna get fucking served. Talk to them like a fucking human.
Served where?
Well, it's at the there's a place in Manchester where I live when I was homeless, which is called the City Centre Housing Project. And if you go in there, you can talk to them. You can get like a breakfast in the morning. If you want a shower, you can get a shower and stuff like that. And they basically help you to get into housing, and they'll give you numbers to ring and stuff. But whether you actually get a place or not it's rare as fuck. Like when you're ringing them. But if you keep going in and keep going in, they will constantly keep ringing people, and it took about 3 months or something to get it sorted out. But that's
3 months. That's so fast.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, it is. It's really fast, but that's getting your ass in gear. I lost my place of living, and I was like, "Fuck, I need to sort this out." And I see these people on the streets, and it's like, "Oh, I can't get housing." And it's like, but when you start living in a hostel, but that's the first thing. The first place you live in is a hostel, so you're living with heroin addicts, drunk people, because they are the homeless. They literally go out and beg in the streets, and then come back and stay in the hostel, and then go out and beg in the streets and come back and stay in the hostel. They're all on benefits because they can get it to that address. So it's like it's mental to me. So yeah, but people, it's a lot of people do like to stay in that system of poverty because they can get smashed out of the faces on drugs.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm trying to do YouTube, because like honestly, I'm disabled. I haven't been able to work for 5 years, and it sucks because I've been working since I was 16, and I haven't been able to get on disability, and I want to try YouTube because like I hate being wrapped up in the government system because they're not reliable. I don't want to be dependent on them. I don't want my life dictated for me, what I can and can't do. I want to be independent. I don't want government money. I want to do my own thing. But so far this month I made 50 cents. Almost.
Let's start. Everybody start somewhere. Yeah, put your information in the side.
Yeah, that's the thing. Also, I gotta make more videos because I really don't have that many videos, so I shouldn't be complaining that much. But
it's one of those. The more that you do in a week, if you do like 2 or 3 in a week, it gets you into better algorithms and shit. There's like but it's one of those things. I enjoy doing videos, and I'm kind of the same as you. I went from working as a croupier in a casino, standing up all the time, long shifts through the night and stuff like that. And then, but I've got an autoimmune illness. I've not taken medication.
You do, because I have lupus.
No, mine's as far as I know, it's chronic plaque psoriasis, but it's all over my feet, so it's like it's constantly blistering up and stuff, and you can't stand up. So I'm trying to get like a call center job, but at the same time, I need to get on disability, but I've just not claimed it because I'm one of those people that's tried to work still. I'm trying to do a YouTube for the same thing. Yeah,
that's a weird thing in America. Like I can get on disability and work like up to 20 hours a week. Which I'm not sure I can do, honestly, but I would at least like to have. I know a few places around here that would hire me because they know me and they know I'm a good worker, but they would understand. But not any employer would understand my specific circumstances. But once I get on disability, I can work. If I'm trying to get on disability, if you work, you're not disabled. So it's like, okay, I can either.
If you start doing really good on YouTube, though, that might affect your disability.
Yeah, well, if I can get by with YouTube, I'd be happy with that. And I haven't been making any money for 5 years, so anything's fucking welcome at this point. Like, I would rather.
For me, it's more. I think one of the stupidest systems that the UK has, in a weird way, is it's a stupid system, but at the same time it does work as well. But like if I'm working and it's a minimum wage job and you've got to like pay for you have to pay for your medication then and stuff like that, obviously, but there's a flat rate kind of let it set at with the NHS, but you are still paying because obviously you're working, whereas when you're not working you can claim NHS. In fact, you can come to this fucking country and be a fucking refugee or whatever and claim free NHS. Like it's one of those things. So
that's ridiculous.
It's like, don't get me wrong. It's like there are benefits to the NHS, definitely, and I understand why people want to keep it, but I also see it as a little bit of a strain too. But it's one of those when you haven't got work, you do notice why it's beneficial. But I don't know, because I've never really broken bones or anything like that, and I don't really like going to the doctors or taking medication. So it's one of those things. I don't really end up going to the doctors at all. So, but if I did, I wouldn't mind paying. So.
Luckily, I'm poor enough where I'm on Medicaid, and I actually like if Medicaid is what like socialist healthcare is, I'm all for it because I go to the doctor and I don't have to pay anything. I mean, I know it sounds totally ignorant, but like I get my prescriptions for like between $0 and $2, and it's like, but I need it to live, and at the same time, I can get it because I'm not contributing to society anymore. So it's like, why would you want me to live? From their perspective, I don't know.
It's really weird.
But
It's
I
'cause
just-
you pay for medication though, but you're supporting the NHS as well with your tax while working. But if you're not working, you aren't supporting it with your tax,
Right.
and you also get free healthcare.
Right. So I kind of feel like a piece of shit.
That's the thing. I feel fucking awful when I'm ill, and that's why I like working. But by doing my YouTube and stuff, it feels a lot better. But it really annoys me. But considering I've done loads of work all my life, like I say, I've never broken a bone. I've never really been to hospital. I think I've had 2 nosebleeds in my life. I've been really fucking lucky when it comes to illnesses. That's the whole point. I've got an autoimmune, so it's an overactive immune system that I have because I really don't get ill. I don't really like get colds and stuff like that. But now I'm getting, this sort of stuff because my immune system's going all over the place, and it's really weird. It feels really weird, like knowing it, because you sat there like you think to yourself like, I thought if I built my immune system it'd be good, but now it's like it's weird.
With autoimmune diseases, it's the opposite. The more you build up your immune system, the more your body attacks your immune system. It's autoimmune, so the more your immune system is built up. Like I'm on immunosuppressant drugs, and it's because
steroids and stuff.
once my immune system kicks in, like I can't take echinacea or like anything that builds the immune system because it fucks me. It makes me more sick.
How do I stop?
Mine was more. That's fine.
You are presenting.
No, on Google Hangouts, it says I'm presenting to everybody, and how do I switch that off?
I don't know. Where's Prince?
I think only Prince can do that.
I'll do it. Sorry.
Yeah, dude, it's been on me for like the last 20 minutes.
Oh, someone said to the girl with lupus, go vegan. That will help you out a lot. Is that sarcastic? I don't know. I'm honestly
come on.
asking.
I'll be honest with you. Like, it's one of those things. Like when people have said, "Oh, you've got plaque psoriasis, or you've got psoriasis. Oh, you should take this certain diet because if you have this, then it'll be better for your skin." And I'm just like, really? Because it's one of those things. This affects like a small part of people, and it's just it's a genetic thing. It's like and a few members in my family have autoimmune diseases, but they're different one. Like they've had like colitis and stuff. So it's like so it's really weird from my point of view because it's like I didn't expect it to happen, and when it did, I was like, oh, it's really annoying because I can't explain it. It's disgusting because it's dry skin, and underneath is new skin, and then that new skin instantly turns into like dry flaking skin, and then it's new and it's so fucking sore underneath. But it's enough. But you bear and take it, and I just kept going back to work because I just wanted to ignore it. I just kind of wanted to ignore that it was happening to me. But it's just
and there's stuff you can do to try, but like once you try, it's like I've tried everything. I tried gluten-free diets. I've tried meat-free diets, for like a month, and nothing changed. And then like once you do their suggestions, it's like, oh well, then it's just you're bad. It's like, oh well, I don't know.
The only thing I think that might work is possibly UV treatment. It's the only thing I've not tried yet because I've been on like all the different steroid creams and stuff like that, and it doesn't do fucking shit for it. So
that might work for you.
Cutting out sugar.
Cutting
out sugar is a big one, though. If you could do that.
It is inflammatory, and if you have an autoimmune disease, it mainly has to do with inflammation.
Yeah, my nephew has Crohn's disease, which is also an autoimmune disorder.
Like I'm about to just eat rice only because like I can't eat anything.
I've got to the point where I don't care anymore. It's like I smoke weed, so saying no sugar is like it just doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
That's a big difference, though, because I smoke weed too, and like I don't know, we can be good.
Sugar is super.
I mean, I don't do anything illicit.
It's like weed's the only thing that I'd really do is just smoke pure weed. I don't have tobacco or anything like that.
Is that legal over there?
No, is it fuck? But I don't give a shit. It should be. It's my body. I should be allowed to do what I want to. So it's like if I can go and get a piercing, I can go and get pissed out of my face in a club. But if I walk outside with a beer bottle, then I'll get arrested. Apparently, it's fucking dumb. So many stupid laws around alcohol, and I don't like drinking anyway. I don't really drink. Like I'll have a drink at Christmas, maybe a wedding or some shit like that. But I'm just not a huge drinker.
Yeah, me neither. I don't. The last drink I had was at Halloween. That was the last time I drank.
Sometimes Christmas. I think I had some rum at Christmas.
Now.
I go hard
There's
on the
nothing wrong with it.
weekend.
I don't give a shit. It's like nothing wrong with going out enjoying your times. I used to do that as well, but it's just I don't know. I just
drink
became more of a
alone.
recluse because I started to. I think I'd go out more if I because when I went to Amsterdam, it was awesome because you could actually just go out and have a smoke and enjoy a bar with some nice music, enjoy talking to the people and stuff like that. Really fucking cool atmospheres. But if there was something like that, and it's not hard to regulate that sort of system, but the UK's been pushing for it and have been signing petitions and stuff to make it legal. But what else can you do when they sit there going, "Oh, we don't think that we think it's more dangerous than alcohol." Like,
Yeah, in the US,
I
it's
can't-
like still a Schedule 1 drug or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like has no medicinal value
guys-
at all.
Gordon
You
Brown
guys-
made it a class
Tricks,
B.
yeah.
You guys, I'm thinking of stopping the stream, but
No.
yeah, just because we're not really talking about much anymore. It's been going on for a while. But cognitive thought and I were supposed to we'll talk about that after I stop. So bye everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.
If anyone wants to show their channels, you can.
I'm good. I'm too
Oh.
lazy.
Okay. Well, check out
Thank you,
everyone's
friends.
channel. Yeah, no worries. Bye.